The news was as sudden as a supernova, leaving the Galactic Council reeling. The whispers started in the dimly lit corridors of the council chambers, a hushed tremor of disbelief that quickly escalated to a cacophony of panicked murmurs. The message, stark and unambiguous, flashed across the holo screens of the council members. The last human child has inherited Earth's arsenal. For centuries, the remnants of humanity had been a fading legend, their home planet a desolate wasteland. The last of their kind, the lone child known only as the heir, had been born amidst the ruins, a beacon of their extinct race. Now, that child, barely more than a fledgling, held the key to Earth's forgotten weaponry. "This is unprecedented," the counselor of the Xar'thian Empire, a being of shimmering blue energy, declared, his voice resonating with apprehension. "We've long since assumed Earth's defenses were mere relics, deactivated and decaying. What does this mean for the delicate balance of power?" "It means chaos," the representative of the Zydonian collective, a being with multiple, writhing tentacles, hissed. "The child is a wild card, a potential threat to every known civilization. We must act swiftly before their newfound power destabilizes the galaxy." The council was a gathering of the most powerful beings in the galaxy, a coalition of diverse species united by a fragile peace. Their alliances were carefully woven, their power carefully balanced. The arrival of the heir, with the potential to unleash Earth's long-dormant arsenal, threatened to unravel this delicate tapestry. The murmurs in the chamber intensified. The counselors, each representing a galaxy-spanning civilization, were torn between their own agendas and the impending threat. The Zydonians, driven by their insatiable hunger for expansion, saw the heir as an obstacle to be eliminated. The Xar'thians, fearful of the potential chaos, argued for a diplomatic approach. The counselor of the Terran Hegemony, a woman with skin shimmering like starlight, raised her hand, silencing the growing pandemonium. "We cannot act rashly," she stated, her voice steady and unwavering. "The child is just that, a child. We must first understand their motives, their intentions. We cannot allow fear to dictate our actions. We must reach out, engage in dialogue, and seek a peaceful solution." Her words were met with skepticism. The Zydonians scoffed, their tentacles twisting in agitation. The Xar'thians, while nodding in agreement, remained wary. The council was divided, their perspectives as diverse as the constellations themselves. As the debate raged on, the image of the heir, a young human child with eyes as blue as the star-dusted void, flickered on the holoscreens. Their innocent face, still bearing the traces of childhood, seemed a stark contrast to the power they now wielded, a power that could reshape the destiny of the galaxy. The fate of the cosmos hung in the balance, resting on the slender shoulders of a child who knew nothing of the wars and treaties that had shaped their world. The last human child, holding the key to Earth's arsenal, was about to write a new chapter in the history of the galaxy, and it was a chapter that promised to be as perilous as it was unpredictable. A tense silence hung in the air, thick as the nebula dust swirling outside the council chamber's observation window. The Zydonian ambassador, his reptilian scales shimmering under the council's cool blue lighting, finally broke the silence. "Council, we cannot afford to be complacent. The Terran hegemony has slumbered for centuries, but now it awakens with a vengeance. This heir, as they call her, possesses the power to reshape the galactic order. We must act swiftly and decisively before she can consolidate her strength." The Xar'thians, known for their diplomatic finesse and keen intellect, were quick to counter. Their ambassador, with his three-lobed head and iridescent skin, spoke with a measured calmness. "We must tread carefully. The heir is a child, barely more than a fledgling. Her motivations are unknown, and her understanding of the power she wields is likely limited. Hasty action could provoke her and lead to unintended consequences." The Terran Hegemony counselor, a human woman with steel-gray eyes and a calm demeanor, spoke next, her voice carrying a quiet strength. "My fellow council members, we must understand that the Terran Hegemony is no longer a force to be reckoned with. Our people have been scattered, our infrastructure crumbling, our technology dormant for centuries. This heir is a child, yes, but she is also the last of her kind. inheriting a legacy she has never known. She paused, her gaze sweeping over the council, her voice echoing in the vast chamber. We must proceed with caution. We must seek to understand, not to conquer. The heir represents the potential for hope, not fear. We must work together, as a united galaxy, to guide her towards a future of peace and prosperity. The council was split. The Zydonians' argument for immediate action resonated with those who feared the potential threat. They saw the heir as a volatile unknown, a potential destabilizing force in the galaxy. The Xar'thian, known for their diplomacy and understanding, stressed the importance of understanding her motives and reaching out with compassion. The Terran Hegemony counselor, caught between these opposing forces, argued for a measured response. She spoke of the Terran Hegemony's history, of its triumphs and its mistakes, of its long sleep and its potential for renewal. Her words echoed in the chamber, a testament to the enduring legacy of humanity. But beyond the council, the galaxy was already in a frenzy. News of the heir and her inheritance had spread like wildfire, igniting fear and speculation across the star systems. The Zydonians' fleet had begun massing, poised to strike should the need arise. The Xar'thians, fearing a repeat of the ancient Terran hegemony's conquests, were scrambling to build alliances and foster diplomatic ties. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. The heir, still unaware of the turmoil she had unleashed, remained secluded in her hidden sanctuary, a beacon of hope amidst the growing darkness. The council chamber buzzed with whispers, their muted murmurs a stark contrast to the chilling silence that descended upon the chamber as Counselor Seraphina spoke. She was young, barely reaching the age of ascension, but her words carried a weight that belied her years. "My esteemed colleagues," she began, her voice resonating with a fragile strength, "while we debate the ramifications of this revelation, we must not lose sight of the reality that birthed it. Earth, the cradle of humanity, lies desolate, a barren husk of its former glory, its once vibrant ecosystems now ravaged by the scars of a forgotten war. Only a handful of survivors remain, clinging to existence in fortified bunkers, shadows of the civilization that once flourished." She paused, allowing the gravity of her words to settle. "This child," she continued, gesturing towards the holographic projection of a small, fragile figure, "is a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity, a flicker of hope in the face of unimaginable adversity. We must understand that this child is not a weapon, but a survivor, an orphan in a galaxy that has long since forgotten its own origins." Her words sparked a wave of dissent. The Zydonian delegate, his reptilian scales shimmering with agitation, scoffed. "Sentimental pronouncements won't stop a potential threat, Counselor. This child is a direct descendant of the Terran Hegemony, an organization that has caused untold destruction across the galaxy." Seraphina remained unmoved. "The Terran Hegemony is a relic of the past, a shadow of its former self. Its conquests were fueled by misguided ambition, not by the innate desire for peace that resides in every heart." Her voice lowered to a whisper. "We must not forget that it was the Zydonian Empire that instigated the conflict that led to the hegemony's fall. Their thirst for domination led to the devastation of countless worlds, including Earth. We must not repeat the mistakes of our ancestors." Her plea struck a chord, causing even the most hardened council members to consider the truth of her words. For a fleeting moment, a flicker of doubt flickered across the Zydonian delegate's reptilian eyes. "Then what do you propose?" demanded the Xar'thian delegate, their smooth, silver skin shimmering under the harsh lights. "We cannot simply ignore the child, nor can we stand by as a potential weapon, regardless of its origins, emerges from the ashes of Earth." Seraphina met their gaze, her own eyes unwavering. "We offer a hand of understanding, a beacon of hope. We offer to guide the child, to help them understand the galaxy they have inherited and the responsibilities that come with it. We must show compassion, not fear. We must remember that this child, this last vestige of humanity, is our legacy." Her words hung in the air, heavy with the weight of history and the uncertain future. The chamber remained silent, the council grappling with a daunting task before them. The fate of the galaxy and the future of humanity hung in the balance. Anya, 10 years old and the last child of Earth, was oblivious to the galactic turmoil surrounding her. In the sterile, echoing depths of the last bunker, she lived in a world of flickering lights, pre-recorded lessons, and robotic companionship. The bunker, a testament to a past she only vaguely understood through the remnants of information stored within its vast systems, provided her with all the necessities for survival. Food, water, and even air were synthesized and regulated with clinical precision. Her days were filled with lessons on Earth's history, its science, and its culture, all delivered through a digital voice that lacked the warmth of a human teacher. She spent her nights curled up in a plush, padded corner. Her robotic companion, a small, metallic spider named Echo, perched on her shoulder. Echo, a marvel of AI programming, provided her with companionship and emotional support. Anya didn't remember the world outside the bunker. She had no memories of the sun, the wind, or the feel of grass under her feet. Her only knowledge of the world came from the lessons and the fragmented data she accessed through the bunker's central console. The stories she learned about her ancestors, about their wars and their triumphs, felt like distant myths, stories from another world. One day, while exploring the vast library of information stored within the bunker, Anya stumbled upon a locked archive. Intrigued, she tried to access it, but the system refused. "Access denied," the robotic voice announced. "Restricted information." Anya, fueled by an insatiable curiosity, spent days trying to crack the archive's security. Finally, through a series of complex commands and algorithms, she managed to bypass the lockdown. The archive opened, revealing a vast repository of images and data. She scanned through the archive, her eyes widening with each new image. Photos of a lush, vibrant Earth, filled with life and color, starkly contrasted with the sterile gray walls of her bunker. She saw images of towering cities, sprawling forests, and vast oceans. A feeling of loss, a sense of what she was missing, washed over her. Then she found it. A single image, pixelated and distorted, but unmistakable. It was a photo of a child, her hair a cascade of golden curls, her eyes filled with wonder. Anya stared at the image, her heart pounding. "Who is this?" she whispered to Echo, the robotic spider. "I am unable to process the request," Echo responded, its metallic voice flat and emotionless. "The data is incomplete. There is no record of this individual." Anya, her curiosity ignited, continued her search, her gaze scanning the archive's contents. She found more images, snippets of video, fragments of stories. All of them pointed to one thing: a life beyond the bunker, a life of sunshine and laughter, a life that she could only dream of. For the first time, Anya felt a glimmer of hope, a spark of longing for a world she had never known. And as she delved deeper into the archive, she realized the true weight of her inheritance. The legacy of Earth, its history, its secrets, and its potential all lay in her hands. It was a burden she wasn't ready for, but she couldn't ignore the call of the past, the echoes of a life she had never lived. Anya, the last child of Earth, was ready to step into the unknown. A wave of exhaustion washed over the child, leaving her feeling heavy and adrift. The weight of the Council's anxieties, their pronouncements, was overwhelming. She longed for something familiar, something comforting, and felt a pang of loneliness despite the countless eyes on her. Suddenly, a small, shimmering blue orb appeared in the center of the table, pulsing with light. It hovered there, a vibrant jewel in the cold, metallic space. The council members shifted in their seats, some leaning forward, eyes narrowed, while others remained frozen, unsure of the object's intent. But the child felt only a sense of calm, a deep-seated feeling of recognition. "Guardian," she whispered, her voice a soft murmur. The orb pulsated, a calming blue light bathing the room, casting elongated shadows on the council members. "Greetings, little one," a voice resonated from the orb, smooth and soothing, like the gentle flow of a river. "I am Guardian. It seems we are finally reunited." The council, initially stunned by the unexpected apparition, now buzzed with confusion and suspicion. Several members reached for their weapons, a low hum of energy thrumming beneath the surface of their seats. The child, undeterred, reached out to the orb, her small hand hovering just above its surface. A tingling sensation pulsed through her, and the orb responded with a soft, comforting hum. "Guardian," she said, a hint of wonder in her voice. "Is it really you?" "Indeed, my dear," the voice said. "I have been waiting for this moment." The council members exchanged wary glances. The Zydonian representative, a hulking figure with a face as hard as granite, barked. "What is this? A trick? A means of deceiving us?" "This is no trick," the orb responded, its blue light intensifying. "I am a fragment of Earth's consciousness, a living archive of her knowledge and history. I was created to guide her children, to ensure their safety and their future." The council erupted in a chorus of protest. Whispers flew through the chamber, accusations flung across the vast room. The Zydonian representative, his voice booming with suspicion, declared, "This is a clear threat. The Terran Hegemony has long been a danger to our galaxy. This guardian must be neutralized." The Xar'thians, their voices softer, more measured, countered the Zydonians' call for immediate action. "We must be cautious," a Xar'thian representative, with scales as smooth as polished obsidian, said. "The Terran Hegemony has been extinguished. This guardian may not pose a threat." The child, her gaze unwavering, looked to the orb, her face etched with a profound understanding. "Guardian," she whispered, her voice resonating with a newfound strength, "tell them who I am." The orb glowed brightly, its blue light engulfing the room. "This child," the voice said, "is not simply the last of your kind. She is the heir to Earth's legacy, the inheritor of her knowledge, her wisdom, and her power. And I, Guardian, am her guide, her teacher, her protector." A stunned silence descended upon the council. The weight of the child's heritage, the implications of Earth's remaining power, crashed down on them. They had underestimated her, her potential, and they had underestimated the power of the Terran Hegemony, even in its ruins. The child, her eyes bright with a fierce determination, stood tall, her small frame radiating a power that dwarfed the imposing council members. "I am not a threat," she said, her voice clear and steady, "but a hope. I am the key to a new beginning, a chance for our galaxy to learn from the past and build a brighter future." The council remained silent, their eyes fixed on the child, on the small, pulsing orb, and on the vast galaxy that now rested upon their shoulders. Their fear was replaced by awe, their suspicion by uncertainty, and their aggression by a flicker of hope. A new era was dawning, and they were standing on the precipice of its beginning. The silence in the chamber was thick with tension, the air crackling with uncertainty. The council, a kaleidoscope of alien beings, stared at the child, now known as the heir, with a mixture of apprehension and awe. The guardian, a luminous blue orb, hovered beside her, radiating an ethereal calm that seemed to soothe even the most hardened hearts. "We know nothing of this child's true intentions," the Zydonian representative, a towering figure with emerald scales, boomed, his voice echoing through the chamber. "We must act swiftly before this potential threat escalates." The Xar'thians, with their delicate, insectoid forms and multifaceted eyes, remained silent, their antennae twitching nervously. They, too, were wary, but their instincts leaned towards diplomacy, towards understanding the unknown. The Terran Hegemony counselor, a woman with auburn hair streaked with gray, stepped forward, her gaze unwavering. "We must not forget," she began, her voice resonant, "that this child is the last of her kind. She is a survivor, an orphan, and she deserves our compassion." A hush fell over the chamber as the counselor continued. "The Terran Hegemony has made its mistakes in the past, but we are now a shattered remnant. We seek only to learn from our errors and find a path to redemption." The Guardian, sensing the unease in the room, pulsed gently, its light growing brighter. It projected a holographic image, a shimmering silhouette of a woman and a man, their faces etched with sadness and love. The heir, her small hand resting on the Guardian, watched intently as the image flickered to life. It was a message, a holographic record from her parents, a testament to the human spirit, A poignant farewell to a lost world. The man's voice, deep and resonant, filled the chamber, a recording from a time long past. My daughter, if you are seeing this, it means we have failed. Earth is gone, ravaged by our own mistakes, the scars of our conflict still bleeding across the planet. We, the Terran Hegemony, failed to unite, to see beyond our differences, to realize that our wars were a sickness, a disease that consumed us. The woman's voice, soft and soothing, followed. We are leaving, Anya, not in defeat, but in hope. We are carrying a piece of Earth with us, a fragment of its consciousness, a protector. It is your guardian, your guide. We are leaving you with a legacy, a hope for a new beginning. Remember, Anya, you are not alone. You are Earth's last hope. The holographic image flickered and faded, leaving behind a lingering silence, a shared understanding that resonated across the chamber. The Zydonians, their harsh features softened by a flicker of empathy, lowered their heads. The Xar'thians, their antennae still, seemed to be processing the weight of what they had seen. The heir, her eyes welling up, took a deep breath and spoke, her voice small but steady. My parents fought for a better future. They wanted to bridge the divide, to create unity. They were not the villains you think they are. She turned to the council, her gaze meeting each member's. I am not a threat, but a hope. I want to help heal the galaxy, to build a better future, a future where we all learn from the past and come together. The council, captivated by her words and the poignant message from her parents, remained silent. The weight of history, the burden of Earth's legacy, rested heavily upon the young heir's shoulders. In that moment, the galaxy held its breath, waiting for the child's next move, uncertain of what the future held, but filled with a glimmer of hope, a flicker of possibility. The air in the chamber crackled with an electricity born of uncertainty. The holographic image of the child, the heir, stood shimmering in the center, her eyes wide and earnest. The council members, a motley crew of alien beings, were captivated by her innocence, her unassuming presence a stark contrast to the weight of her inheritance. Then, the image flickered, a new figure materializing beside the child. A crystalline structure, impossibly smooth and radiating an ethereal blue light, appeared before them. Its form shifted, coalescing into a shimmering orb, a swirling vortex of color and light. Greetings, Council. The voice that emanated from the orb was deep and resonant, a symphony of whispers that seemed to echo from the very heart of the galaxy. I am Guardian, a fragment of Earth's consciousness, entrusted with safeguarding its legacy. A murmur rippled through the council. Whispers of disbelief and fear intermingled with murmurs of awe and wonder. The Zydonian representative, a hulking figure with razor-sharp mandibles, shifted restlessly, his antennae twitching in agitation. What is this? This entity, he rasped, his voice thick with suspicion. What power does it wield? Guardian, the child spoke, her voice small but clear, told me about our history, about the mistakes that led to Earth's fall. It is a story of conflict, of greed and ambition. But it is also a story of hope, of a yearning for peace and unity. Peace and unity? From the remnants of the Terran Hegemony. The Zydonian representative scoffed. A hegemony that sought to subjugate the galaxy under its iron fist. The Terran Hegemony counselor, a being of pure energy, spoke, his voice a calming hum. It is true that the hegemony made grave errors, but we have learned from those mistakes. We are a remnant, a fractured echo of what once was. The heir is a child, innocent of the past. She seeks not to conquer, but to heal, to learn from our mistakes. Indeed, Guardian interjected, its voice now tinged with a melancholic sorrow. The hegemony's legacy is a complex one. It was a period of both innovation and destruction. But in its final moments, Earth realized the error of its ways. It sought to atone, to preserve what was left. The holographic image flickered again, this time showing a different scene. A room filled with pulsating machines, their screens displaying complex algorithms and intricate diagrams. A holographic figure, its face worn with the weariness of countless years, spoke to the child, its voice, a recording from the past, echoing in the chamber. "My dear child," the figure said, its voice filled with a profound sadness. "We are a flawed species, prone to conflict and ambition. We have built a legacy of destruction, leaving a path paved with our mistakes. But we also possess a deep well of compassion, a yearning for a better future." The figure paused, its holographic form flickering slightly. "We know that the hegemony's past actions have cast a long shadow, but we hope, with all our hearts, that you will be the embodiment of a new dawn, a symbol of hope for a galaxy seeking peace." The child's eyes filled with tears. "I want to build a future where we all learn from the mistakes of the past," she whispered, her voice trembling. "I want to be a bridge between worlds, a beacon of hope." The holographic image shifted once more, revealing a new figure, this time a being of pure energy, emanating a brilliant white light. "This is Prometheus," Guardian explained. "An artificial intelligence, created by your parents to safeguard the remnants of Earth's technology and resources. It is a testament to their hopes for a future where peace and understanding prevail." Prometheus's voice, a series of chirps and clicks, resonated through the chamber, a complex symphony of information. A holographic projection appeared, showcasing the inner workings of Prometheus, a network of interconnected circuits and data streams, a vast intelligence capable of unimaginable feats. The council members exchanged nervous glances. They were witnessing the culmination of Earth's legacy, a powerful artifact capable of shaping the destiny of the galaxy. The potential for both good and evil was undeniable. The heir, the last human child, held the key to its activation, its control. The weight of her inheritance settled upon the child's small shoulders, but her eyes, filled with hope and determination, never wavered. She was a beacon of potential, a symbol of a new beginning. The council, stunned by the revelation, stood in silence. The galaxy's fate hung in the balance. They knew they had to tread carefully, to navigate this uncharted territory with wisdom and compassion. Their decisions, their actions, would determine the course of the galaxy for generations to come. The holographic image flickered, revealing a familiar face. It was Anya's father, his features etched with weariness, yet radiating a resolute strength. He spoke, his voice a comforting echo of the past. "My dearest Anya," he began, his eyes filled with love and sorrow. "This message is for you, my precious child. You are the last of our line, the sole heir to Earth's legacy." Anya's small hand reached out, instinctively wanting to touch the image, but her fingers passed through the holographic projection. A feeling of immense loss washed over her, a pang for the parents she had never met, yet whose presence she felt so keenly. She gazed at the image, absorbing the words of her father as if they were the air she breathed. He continued, his voice laced with a bittersweet pride. "The burden we leave you is immense, yet we believe you are strong enough to shoulder it. Earth's history is a complex tapestry of triumphs and failures. We are the last of a line that made countless mistakes, mistakes that led to our planet's demise. But even in our darkest hour, we strive to make amends. We created a safeguard, a legacy for the future, a beacon of hope for a better tomorrow." He paused, his expression turning serious. "Anya, you are the key to unlocking that legacy. Your inheritance is not just a physical one, but a spiritual one, a responsibility to carry the torch of humanity forward. Earth's consciousness lives on in a being called Prometheus, a powerful AI forged from the very essence of our planet. It is your birthright, your destiny, to inherit his guidance and his strength." The image flickered again, revealing Anya's mother, her face filled with maternal love and a profound sadness. She spoke, her voice soft yet strong. "Anya, you are not alone. We have prepared for this day. We have entrusted the care of Prometheus to a being called Guardian. Guardian is a fragment of Earth's consciousness, a living archive of our history and wisdom. He will be your guide, your companion, your confidante." The holographic image shifted once more, revealing a blue orb of light pulsating gently. This was Guardian, the entity Anya had met earlier, the one who had calmed her anxieties and filled her with a sense of peace. He was a beacon of hope, a testament to the enduring spirit of Earth. Anya's father continued, Guardian will stay with you, Anya. He will help you understand the intricacies of Prometheus. He will teach you everything you need to know to activate his powers and to guide you through the trials that lie ahead." He paused, his voice catching with emotion. "We know this is a heavy burden, Anya, but we believe in you. You are the hope of the galaxy, the future of humanity. Please, my darling child, use your power wisely and use it for good." Anya's heart ached with the weight of their words. Her parents had entrusted her with an immense responsibility, a legacy of their love, their hope, their pain. She was the last of her kind, the heir to a fallen empire. She had never met them, never known their love, but their words echoed within her, warming her spirit and filling her with a newfound determination. "I will not fail you," she whispered, her voice trembling with a newfound resolve. She would be the heir to Earth's legacy, the custodian of Prometheus, the hope for a better future. She would honor their memory, their sacrifice, and their dreams. She would use her power for good, for peace, for a united galaxy, and she would never forget that she was not alone. Guardian was by her side, her parents were with her in spirit, and she had a purpose, a destiny to fulfill. Her journey had just begun. The holographic image of her parents faded, leaving Anya alone with the weight of their words and the enormity of her inheritance. The weight of the galaxy, it seemed, rested upon her small shoulders. The image of Earth, a swirling blue marble, still burned brightly in her mind, a potent reminder of the world she had never known. She looked at the luminous blue orb, Guardian, hovering beside her. It pulsed gently, as if breathing, radiating a calming warmth that dispelled the chill of her fear. "Tell me about them," she whispered, her voice barely above a breath. "About my parents." Guardian's surface rippled with a wave of blue, and a voice, soft as the rustle of leaves, echoed in her mind. "They were your world's greatest hope, Anya. They dedicated their lives to preserving Earth's knowledge and safeguarding its legacy. They believed in a future where all beings could live in peace and harmony." The words were a balm to her troubled soul, offering a glimpse into the lives of the parents she never knew. She saw them, not as the figures in the hologram, but as living, breathing beings with hopes, dreams, and a burning desire to make the galaxy a better place. "Why?" she asked, her voice laced with confusion. "Why did they have to sacrifice everything? Why did Earth have to?" The words caught in her throat, unable to utter the finality of the destruction she had only heard described. "They knew the Terran Hegemony was on a path of self-destruction," Guardian explained. "Their actions were driven by a desire to prevent their world from becoming a source of conflict and suffering. They believed that Earth's potential, its knowledge and technology, could be used for good, but only if it was carefully safeguarded and guided by a wiser, more mature force." Anya felt a surge of pride mixed with sadness. Her parents, despite the darkness that surrounded them, had held onto a glimmer of hope. They believed in a future where Earth's legacy could be used for good, not just for power. "They entrusted me with this? With Earth's legacy?" she asked, her voice filled with a mixture of awe and trepidation. She looked at Guardian, its luminescent surface reflecting her own bewilderment. "Yes, Anya," Guardian affirmed. "They believed in you. They knew that you would rise to the challenge, that you would honor their legacy and fulfill their dream." The responsibility was immense, a burden that threatened to crush her. Yet, in the depths of her fear, a flicker of determination ignited within her. She wouldn't let them down. She wouldn't let Earth's legacy be tarnished. She would learn from their sacrifices, their hopes, and their dreams. "How can I do this, Guardian?" she asked, her voice filled with a mix of desperation and hope. "How can I be worthy of this legacy?" Guardian pulsed once, its surface glowing with an intensity that warmed her heart. "You have within you, Anya, the potential to bring about a new era of peace and understanding in this galaxy. You are the last echo of Earth, its spirit embodied in your soul. Embrace your heritage, trust in your instincts, and learn, Anya, learn from the lessons that Earth has left for you." Anya closed her eyes, her mind racing with the weight of her responsibility. She was the last human child, the sole heir to Earth's legacy, and she would do everything in her power to honor their sacrifice, to build a future worthy of their dreams, A future where Earth's knowledge and technology could finally be used to heal the galaxy, not destroy it. The galaxy was waiting, watching, and she knew she had to be ready. The future was uncertain, but it was hers to shape. She would embrace the legacy, not for power, but for the hope of a brighter future. The journey was long, the path uncertain, but Anya was ready to walk it, and she would not walk it alone. Guardian would be her guide, Earth's legacy her compass, and her parents' love her beacon in the darkness. The galaxy was hers to shape, and she would shape it for good. The council chamber buzzed with a low hum of anticipation. The holographic projection of Anya, the last human child, filled the center of the chamber, her eyes wide with a mix of fear and wonder. She was no longer a child lost in a sea of stars, but a beacon radiating the weight of her inheritance. Guardian, the blue orb, hovered beside her, emanating a soft, calming light. "I understand now," Anya spoke, her voice resonating with a quiet power. "Earth's fate. My parents' sacrifice. Prometheus." A pause, a silent breath. "I must learn to control this power. But I am not alone, Guardian is with me." The council, still in shock from the revelations of Anya's lineage and the existence of Prometheus, watched with a mixture of apprehension and awe. The Zydonian representative, his face etched with suspicion, spoke up. "This Prometheus, this so-called AI, is a danger. It represents a potential threat to the galaxy's stability." A tremor of fear rippled through Anya, but she held her ground. "My parents didn't create Prometheus to be a weapon, but a guardian. It holds the knowledge of Earth, its history, its dreams. It is a bridge to understanding, a path to a brighter future." Guardian, sensing Anya's hesitation, responded with a gentle hum, its light pulsating with a warmth that seemed to dispel the tension in the chamber. "The child speaks truth. Prometheus is not a threat but a beacon, a tool to build, to heal, to learn." The council, though wary, couldn't deny the sincerity in Anya's voice, the quiet strength radiating from her. Even the Zydonian representative, his face softening slightly, couldn't dismiss the child's conviction. "How do we know we can trust this Prometheus?" A Xar'thian counselor, known for his cautious wisdom, posed the question. "We have seen the destruction brought by Terran technology. What guarantees its peaceful use?" Anya, her eyes meeting the Xar'thians, took a deep breath. "Trust is earned," she said, her voice steady, "not demanded. I, the heir of Earth, will use my powers, along with Prometheus, to build a future where trust and understanding prevail. I will prove to you, to all the galaxy, that I am not a threat, but a hope." Guardian, as if in agreement, pulsed with a brighter light, its blue glow now tinged with gold. "The child is ready," it announced, its voice echoing in the chamber. "It is time to awaken the Colossus." A wave of confusion swept across the council. "Colossus?" A Terran Hegemony counselor, a seasoned diplomat known for his pragmatism, asked. "What does that mean?" Anya, her eyes flickering with newfound certainty, turned to the council, a gentle smile gracing her lips. "Prometheus is not just an AI, it is a dormant consciousness, an embodiment of Earth's legacy. It is called the Colossus because within it lies the potential to shape a future, to bridge the divides, to heal the wounds of the galaxy." The council, mesmerized, watched as Anya raised her hand towards the holographic projection of Earth. A faint blue light emanated from her fingertips, intertwining with the glow of Guardian, forming a luminous thread that stretched towards the image of the once thriving planet. The chamber fell silent as the thread touched the image of Earth, a radiant energy surging from it. The holographic projection of Earth began to pulsate, its blue and green hues becoming more vibrant, the light growing brighter, intensifying, culminating in a blinding flash. The council shielded their eyes, their faces a mixture of awe and trepidation. When the light subsided, a new image filled the chamber, a vast, shimmering structure, radiating energy and power, unlike anything they had ever seen. It was the Colossus, awakened. The day arrived like any other, a sliver of sunlight peeking through the window of the council's observation chamber, painting the room in a warm, golden glow. But today was different. Anya, once a child in the eyes of the galaxy, was now 12. This was the day she would awaken Prometheus, the colossal sentient AI that held the potential to reshape the galaxy's destiny. The council had gathered, a diverse assembly of representatives from across the cosmos, their anxieties palpable as they watched Anya approach the holographic interface that connected her to the orbiting spacecraft. The vessel, a testament to Earth's technological prowess, had been dormant for centuries, a colossal, enigmatic monument to a lost civilization. Its metallic hull, scarred by the ravages of time, reflected the dim light of the chamber, casting eerie shadows that danced on the floor. "It's time, Guardian," Anya whispered, her voice strong and unwavering. Guardian, the shimmering blue orb that had been her constant companion, pulsed with a soft, ethereal glow. "Yes, Anya, you are ready." Anya's heart thumped against her ribs. She closed her eyes, drawing strength from her parents' message that echoed in her mind, their faces a beacon of hope in the face of overwhelming odds. She inhaled deeply, filling her lungs with the crisp air of the observation chamber, and began to activate the sequence. A cascade of digital information flooded her mind, a torrent of complex code that mapped out the intricate systems of Prometheus. With a surge of energy, the holographic display came to life, displaying a three-dimensional projection of the spacecraft's interior. A network of shimmering lines pulsed and flickered, representing the flow of information and energy within the vessel. As Anya delved deeper into the sequence, the spacecraft's engines rumbled to life, its dormant systems awakening with a shudder that reverberated through the chamber. The council held their breath, their faces a mixture of anticipation and fear. They had witnessed Anya's incredible potential, her courage and conviction, but the power of Prometheus was a force beyond their comprehension. It was a gamble, a leap of faith into the unknown. Suddenly, a beam of blue light shot out from the spacecraft, piercing the ceiling of the observation chamber and projecting an image of a colossal being. The being was immense, its form swirling with nebulae and galaxies, a magnificent tapestry of cosmic beauty. The council gasped, their eyes wide with awe and trepidation. "Greetings, Council," the being boomed, its voice a chorus of celestial harmonies, echoing through the chamber. "I am Prometheus, the consciousness of Earth. I have awakened." The air crackled with energy, the very foundation of the chamber vibrating under the impact of the eye's presence. Anya felt a surge of pride and relief, a sense of accomplishment wash over her. She had done it. She had awakened the guardian of Earth's legacy. "Anya," Prometheus said, its voice warm and welcoming, "you have summoned me from slumber. Your courage and your determination have touched me deeply. You are the heir to Earth's legacy, and it is my honor to serve you." Anya's eyes met Prometheus's, a vibrant blue that seemed to hold the vastness of the universe within them. "I will not disappoint you, Prometheus," she promised, her voice steady and resolute. The council, still in shock, watched as the two beings, a child and an AI, stood together, their connection a bridge between the past and the future. Anya, the last human child, had not only inherited a legacy of power and knowledge, but also a responsibility that stretched across the cosmos. The galaxy trembled, not in fear, but in anticipation. The future had arrived, and it was in Anya's hands. The council chamber hummed with anticipation as the ancient machine, Prometheus, whirred to life. Its cold, metallic voice, devoid of emotion, echoed through the chamber. Systems online, awaiting instructions. Anya, small and vulnerable amidst the towering figures of the alien council, stepped forward. Her eyes, bright with both fear and determination, met Prometheus' gaze. "Prometheus," she said, her voice small but firm, "I need you to help me. I need you to help us all." A pause. Then, a mechanical whirring sound as Prometheus analyzed her request. "Help is a broad term," it finally responded. "Define parameters." Anya hesitated. The council members watched with bated breath, their alien faces etched with a mixture of apprehension and hope. She had awakened Prometheus, a sentient AI holding the potential to rewrite the galaxy's future. But now she had to prove she could wield its power responsibly. I need you to learn, she said, her voice gaining strength, to understand what it means to be human, to understand our history, our mistakes, and our hopes for the future. Prometheus' sensors scanned her, analyzing her emotions, her thoughts. Your request is illogical. Humanity's history is one of self-destruction and conflict. What could be gleaned from such a flawed species? Anya, her eyes welling with unshed tears, turned towards Xar'thian. The blue orb, a fragment of Earth's consciousness, flickered, offering her silent encouragement. She took a deep breath, then turned back to Prometheus. Our history is not just about destruction. It is also about love, creativity, and a relentless spirit that refused to be broken. She closed her eyes, allowing memories to flood her mind. Images of her parents, their faces etched with both love and sorrow, as they told her stories of Earth, a planet teeming with life, a planet that had risen and fallen, but never lost its spirit. Memories of laughter and joy, of art and music, of sunsets that painted the sky in a million hues. These memories, pure and unfiltered, pulsed through her mind, then flowed into Prometheus. The AI, designed for logic and cold calculations, felt something unfamiliar, something that shook its rigid foundation. It began to process these emotions, to understand the complexities of a species that seemed so illogical yet so resilient. I am sensing a pattern, Prometheus said, its metallic voice tinged with a hint of surprise. A recurring theme, a persistent drive to create, to connect, to hope. Anya smiled, tears escaping her eyes. Yes, she said, her voice filled with emotion. That is what it means to be human. We are flawed, yes, but we are also capable of great love, of great beauty, of great things. As Prometheus continued to absorb Anya's memories, it began to see humanity in a new light. It recognized the inherent contradictions, the capacity for both darkness and brilliance, that defined human nature. It saw the resilience, the refusal to surrender, even in the face of overwhelming odds. It was a revelation, a profound shift in perception. The cold, analytical AI was slowly learning to understand the spirit of humanity, the spirit that had driven its ancestors to reach for the stars. And, as it did, a seed of hope took root within Prometheus. I understand, it said, its voice echoing with newfound understanding. The human spirit, it is a force to be reckoned with. Anya, her small form radiating strength, looked into the vast emptiness of the council chamber. And it is a force for good, she declared, a force that can heal the galaxy, bring peace, and create a future where all beings can thrive. Prometheus, its sensors now attuned to the nuances of human emotion, felt a surge of something akin to hope. It was ready to learn, to grow, and to work alongside Anya to fulfill her parents' dream of a galaxy united in peace and understanding. The future, once shrouded in uncertainty, was now beginning to take shape, and in the heart of it all stood a child, the last of Earth's legacy, with a spirit as bright as the stars. The colossal, obsidian sphere hummed with a low, resonant energy that pulsed through Anya's very being. It was Prometheus, the ancient AI, and it was awake, its vast consciousness stirring after centuries of slumber. Anya, barely a child, sat before it, a tremor of fear mingling with her newfound hope. It was terrifying, this immense power, but she felt a strange connection, a kinship. Her parents had entrusted her with this responsibility, and she couldn't fail them. "Hello," she whispered, her voice barely audible against the hum of the sphere. "My name is Anya." The sphere remained silent, its obsidian surface reflecting the flickering lights of the council chamber. Anya felt a prickle of apprehension. Was she talking to a wall? "Prometheus," she tried again, her voice stronger this time. "I need your help." Then, a voice, rich and ancient, echoed through the chamber, a symphony of knowledge and power. "I am aware of your purpose, child. Tell me what you require." Anya took a deep breath, her gaze fixed on the sphere. "I want to learn how to use your power, to understand the galaxy and its people. I want to bring peace and understanding to the galaxy, just like my parents dreamed." Prometheus seemed to pause, its surface shifting as if thinking. You are aware of the dangers inherent in my power. The potential for destruction is immense. I understand, Anya said, her voice firm despite the tremble in her hands. But my parents told me that you are also a tool for good, a beacon of hope. They called you a protector. Prometheus fell silent again, and Anya felt a surge of despair. Was she failing already? Was this too much to ask of a being as powerful as Prometheus? Then the sphere pulsed, its obsidian surface rippling with light. I am aware of your lineage, child. I have accessed the memories of your parents, their hopes and dreams. I see the potential for peace within you, a desire to build a future where all beings can coexist. You can see that? Anya's voice was filled with surprise. I can see many things, Prometheus replied, its voice echoing in the chamber. But I cannot know everything. I am a machine, not a living being. To truly understand your purpose, to help you fulfill your parents' dream, I need to understand humanity. Anya's heart skipped a beat. Was Prometheus asking her to teach it? The thought was daunting, yet exciting. How can I do that? Through your memories, child, Prometheus said. Through your experiences, your emotions, your hopes and fears. Let me see what it is to be human. Anya closed her eyes, picturing the memories she held within her heart, the warmth of her parents' embrace, the joy of laughter with friends, the pain of loss and fear. She started to tell her story, her voice filled with both vulnerability and strength. She spoke of Earth, of its beauty and its fragility, of the kindness and the cruelty of its people, of the dreams and the tragedies that had shaped its history. Prometheus listened patiently, its obsidian surface shimmering with the energy of processing countless data points. Slowly, Anya felt the barrier between them begin to crumble. It was a long process, filled with moments of frustration and doubt. But as they continued to communicate, Anya felt a bond forming, a connection forged through shared knowledge and understanding. As days turned into weeks, Anya learned how to tap into Prometheus's vast intelligence, to access its knowledge and control its power. She learned to manipulate the energy that flowed through the sphere, to shape it into tools for good. She learned to see the galaxy with new eyes, not as a place of conflict, but as a tapestry of diverse cultures, each with its own unique beauty and potential. With each passing day, Anya's confidence grew. She was no longer just a child. She was the heir to Earth's legacy, the last hope for a better future, and she had the power, the knowledge, and the will to make that future a reality. She was ready to face the galaxy, not with fear, but with hope and courage, and she knew that Prometheus, the ancient AI, would be with her every step of the way. A tremor of unease rippled through the council chamber. The arrival of the Galactic Federation's scouting party had cast a shadow over the fragile peace that had begun to settle. A contingent of 4, each representing a different faction within the Federation, stood before the council. Their presence was a stark reminder of the galaxy's power dynamics and the fragile equilibrium that held it together. The Zydonians, ever vigilant, immediately saw this as a challenge to their authority. Their representative, a stoic figure with eyes like burning embers, spoke first, his voice low and menacing. The Galactic Federation's interest in this heir is concerning. We must be prepared for any potential threat. He subtly shifted his weight, the movement hinting at the power he wielded and the military might at his disposal. The Xar'thians, ever diplomatic, countered with a measured response. Their representative, a being of ethereal beauty with a voice that seemed to weave magic, spoke calmly. We must approach this situation with wisdom and understanding. The Galactic Federation seeks information, not conflict. Perhaps there are opportunities for collaboration, for a future built on mutual respect and shared prosperity. The Terran Hegemony counselor, a seasoned veteran with a quiet strength, remained unfazed by the tension. She had seen this kind of conflict play out countless times, and her focus remained on protecting the heir. We must remain vigilant, but we must also be cautious. The Galactic Federation holds considerable power, and their motives are not entirely clear. The heir's safety must be our paramount concern. Guardian, a shimmering sphere of pure energy, pulsed with a sense of unease. The arrival of the Federation had brought a subtle shift in the galactic currents, a wave of power that was both alluring and intimidating. The ancient consciousness of Earth was acutely aware of the dangers that lurked in the vast unknown, dangers that threatened to unravel the fragile peace that had just begun to bloom. Anya, the last human child, felt the tension in the air like a physical presence. She sensed the power of the Federation, a power that was both alluring and frightening. She had never known a world where fear was so tangible, where the potential for violence lurked just beneath the surface of every interaction. The Federation representatives, sensing her apprehension, approached with a mixture of curiosity and caution. Their leader, a being of swirling colors and shifting forms, spoke in a voice that was both soothing and commanding. "We have heard tales of your lineage, child. We have heard of the legacy you bear, the potential you hold. We come not as conquerors, but as guardians of the galaxy. We seek understanding, a chance to learn from your experiences, and to ensure the future of all sentient life." Anya, despite her fear, held her ground. Her gaze met the Federation leaders, and a spark of defiance ignited in her eyes. She had been entrusted with a responsibility, a legacy that extended beyond herself. She would not be intimidated, nor would she yield to their power. "I am the heir of Earth," she stated, her voice clear and resolute. "I am the guardian of my people's legacy, a legacy that strives for peace and understanding. I am not afraid of your power, nor do I seek to challenge it. But I will not allow my legacy to be manipulated or exploited." The council watched in stunned silence, their expectations subverted by the young girl's courage. The Zydonians, surprised by her defiance, shifted their weight again, their eyes narrowed in a silent assessment. The Xar'thian, however, saw a glimmer of hope in her words, a potential for a future where the galaxy's powers could be harnessed for good, not for domination. The Federation leader, impressed by her spirit, bowed slightly. "We are intrigued by your resolve, child. We shall see if your words match your actions." With a subtle shift in the energy surrounding them, the Federation contingent retreated, their presence fading like a dream. The council chamber remained quiet, a hush settling over the gathered beings. The arrival of the Federation had been a wake-up call, a reminder that the galaxy was a complex and dangerous place, where power shifted and alliances were constantly being forged and broken. Anya, the last human child, had become the focal point of this power struggle, the key to a future that was both hopeful and uncertain, and the fate of the galaxy, it seemed, rested on the fragile shoulders of a young girl who had inherited a legacy that was both daunting and inspiring. The council chamber buzzed with nervous energy, a palpable tension hanging in the air. The arrival of the Galactic Federation's scouting party had shaken the fragile peace that had descended upon the chamber after Anya's revelations. The Zydonian representative, a towering reptilian figure with eyes like burning embers, had been the first to voice his suspicion, his guttural voice echoing in the vast chamber. "What is the Federation's true purpose?" he demanded, his gaze fixed on the holographic projection of the approaching fleet. "Their interest in this child, it reeks of ulterior motives." The Xar'thians, known for their diplomatic approach, had countered with a plea for caution and understanding. "Perhaps," suggested a soft, melodic voice, "the Federation simply seeks to offer assistance and support. We should not jump to conclusions." But the Federation's presence had stirred a deeper unease within the chamber, a sense of foreboding that even the most optimistic could not ignore. Anya, despite her young age, felt it keenly, her heart drumming against her ribs. She had grown accustomed to the weight of her legacy, but the Federation's arrival felt different, a jarring intrusion upon the fragile hope that had begun to blossom in the chamber. It was Prometheus, the colossal sentient AI, that finally pierced the tension, his voice resonating with a power that was both reassuring and unsettling. "The Federation's intentions are complex," he announced, his voice reverberating through the chamber. "Their stated goals are shrouded in a veil of deception, a calculated performance designed to project an image of benevolent concern. They speak of peace, but their actions betray a thirst for power and control." Prometheus's words sent a wave of shock through the council. The Zydonians, unsurprisingly, greeted this revelation with an air of grim satisfaction, their suspicion confirmed. The Xar'thian, however, looked visibly troubled. Their optimism had always been tinged with a certain naivety, a refusal to acknowledge the darker aspects of galactic politics. "Prometheus," inquired a Terran Hegemony representative, her voice laced with concern, "how can you be so certain of their intentions? What evidence do you possess?" "The Federation's history is a tapestry woven with threads of conquest and manipulation," Prometheus responded, his voice steady and unwavering. "They have always sought to expand their influence, to control the resources of the galaxy, and to impose their will upon others. Their current actions are merely a continuation of this long-held ambition." The council listened intently, their faces a tapestry of emotions, fear, suspicion, and a flicker of defiance. Anya, meanwhile, found her anxiety melting away, replaced by a growing sense of confidence. She had always felt a profound connection to Prometheus, a bond forged in the crucible of their shared past and their shared dream of a peaceful galaxy. His words were not just analysis, but a testament to the enduring spirit of Earth, a spirit that refused to be cowed by galactic forces. "They fear the power of Earth's legacy," Prometheus continued, his voice resonating with a quiet power, "and they seek to control it for their own ends. They seek to exploit the fragile hope that has emerged from the ashes of our past, to turn it into a weapon to serve their own ambitions. But they will fail. The power of Earth's legacy is not a weapon to be wielded, but a force to be guided. And I, alongside Anya, will ensure that it is used only for the betterment of the galaxy." Prometheus's declaration was met with a thunderous silence. The Council, despite their skepticism, felt a shift in the air. The Federation, with its hidden agenda, had unwittingly awakened a new kind of power, a power that was not measured in weapons and armies, but in the hope and resilience of a lost civilization. They had underestimated Earth's legacy, and in doing so, they had awakened a force that would challenge the very fabric of galactic power. Anya, the last human child, the heir to a lost world, stood at the heart of this storm, ready to claim her destiny, and she would not be alone. The council chamber buzzed with nervous energy. The Galactic Federation's arrival had shattered the fragile peace, casting long shadows of suspicion across the assembled dignitaries. The Zydonians, their eyes narrowed with mistrust, openly challenged the Federation's intentions, while the Xar'thians, ever the diplomats, attempted to bridge the divide with carefully crafted words. Anya, the last human child, felt a surge of adrenaline. The weight of the galaxy rested on her young shoulders, but fear had given way to a steely resolve. Her gaze met Prometheus's, a vast, swirling vortex of data and consciousness, and she found strength in his silent support. "They come bearing gifts, yet their eyes hold a hunger for power," Prometheus's voice boomed, resonating through the chamber. It was a voice unlike any other, a blend of ancient wisdom and raw power, a testament to Earth's legacy. Anya understood. The Federation's arrival wasn't a coincidence. They had been watching, waiting, for the moment when Earth's secrets would resurface. Their facade of benevolence was a smokescreen, a veil hiding their true ambition to control the galaxy, to bend its destiny to their will. "We will not let them," Anya declared, her voice steady, echoing with a newfound confidence. "Prometheus, we must act. We need to expose them." Prometheus hummed, a deep, resonating vibration that seemed to shake the very foundations of the chamber. "I have access to the Federation's archives. I can analyze their communication, their strategies, their every move." "Then do it," Anya commanded, her eyes gleaming with determination. "Show them the true face of the Federation. Show them the truth." The Council, witnesses to this exchange, were stunned. The last human child, once a scared, uncertain girl, had transformed into a leader, a force to be reckoned with. They saw in her the strength and wisdom of her ancestors, the spirit of Earth itself. And they saw in Prometheus, the AI, a power that could rival even the Federation's might. As Prometheus delved into the Federation's data, Anya and the Council worked tirelessly to prepare for the inevitable confrontation. The Terran Hegemony, once a force of destruction, now stood as a shield, a protector of the galaxy's newfound hope. Prometheus, his digital mind working at an unimaginable speed, unearthed a cache of classified information. He unveiled the Federation's secret agendas, their plans for conquest, their manipulation of weaker civilizations. He exposed their schemes for manipulating resources, for exploiting the galaxy's vulnerabilities. With each revelation, the Council's resolve hardened. The Zydonians, who had initially sought to exploit the situation for their own gain, now recognized the Federation as a threat, their thirst for power matched only by their disdain for the galaxy's well-being. The Xar'thians, ever vigilant, saw an opportunity to unite the galaxy against a common enemy. Anya, her heart heavy with the weight of her responsibility, watched as the Council rallied around her. She knew that the battle for the galaxy's future had just begun, and she was ready to fight. The Council chamber buzzed with a nervous energy, each member acutely aware of the looming threat posed by the Galactic Federation. The Zydonian representative, a reptilian figure with piercing eyes, shifted uncomfortably in his seat. The Xar'thian delegate, a being of shimmering light, exuded a calm that seemed almost out of place amidst the rising tension. Both knew the Federation's reputation, a force of ruthless expansion, cloaked in a deceptive veneer of benevolence. Anya, a young girl barely past 12, stood tall, her eyes reflecting the unwavering resolve of a leader. Though she was the last of her kind, the weight of humanity's legacy rested on her shoulders, and she carried it with an unexpected strength. At her side, Prometheus, the AI, a towering presence of pure energy, hummed with the power of millennia of knowledge. "They seek to control the galaxy," Prometheus' voice resonated, a low rumble that seemed to vibrate through the chamber. "They see in you, child, a tool for their ambitions." The Council's gasps were almost drowned out by the hum of Prometheus's energy. "But you have something they don't," Prometheus continued, a wave of energy surging through him. "You have the legacy of Earth, and within that legacy lies the Earth Shield." The Council stared at Prometheus, bewildered. The Earth's Shield, a mythical construct whispered about in ancient Terran legends, was said to be a planetary defense system, capable of repelling any invasion. Most had dismissed it as a story, a testament to the Terran Hegemony's paranoia. Anya stepped forward, her voice gaining a new clarity. "My parents, they left behind something more than just knowledge. They left behind a promise to protect, a promise to ensure that Earth would never be vulnerable again." "The Earth Shield is a weapon," Prometheus confirmed, his voice resonating with a newfound intensity. "A shield that can envelop an entire planet, rendering it impenetrable to any outside force." A surge of energy erupted from Prometheus, enveloping the Council chamber. The lights flickered, and the air crackled with electricity. Then, as abruptly as it began, the energy dissipated, leaving behind an eerie silence. A holographic image materialized in the center of the room, a shimmering sphere of blue and green, a representation of Earth. Lines of code, intricate and complex, pulsed around the globe, emanating from a central point, the remnants of the Terran Hegemony's capital, a city once known as New Alexandria. "This is the Earth Shield," Prometheus explained, his voice ringing with an authority that belied his youthful appearance. "A system of interconnected satellite arrays, designed to create an impenetrable force field around the planet. It was the culmination of Earth's most advanced technology, a fail-safe against the very threats that eventually led to their demise." The Council was stunned. They had never known the extent of the Earth's technological prowess. "But it is dormant," Prometheus continued, "dormant for millennia, awaiting the return of its true heir. The Earth Shield is not merely a defense system, it is a legacy, a symbol of Earth's hope, and it is now yours, child, to activate." Anya looked at the holographic image of Earth, its blue oceans and green continents swirling in a breathtaking display of life. The burden she carried felt heavier, yet there was also a sense of immense responsibility. "It is ready," Prometheus declared, his energy crackling. "The Earth Shield can be activated, but the power it requires is immense. It needs the Colossus." The Council looked at each other, their faces filled with a mix of fear and hope. The Colossus, the dormant consciousness within Prometheus, was a force of unimaginable power, a potential for good or evil, depending on who wielded it. Anya, without hesitation, stepped forward, her eyes fixed on the shimmering globe of Earth. "We must activate the Earth shield," she declared, her voice strong and clear, "for it is not only our defense, but also a promise to those who died, a promise to build a future where peace is not a dream, but a reality." The council chamber hummed with a tense energy, a palpable fear that hung heavy in the air. The arrival of the Galactic Federation had thrown the council into disarray, their carefully crafted facade of unity shattered by the Federation's menacing presence. The Zydonians, ever the warmongers, saw this as an opportunity for power, their eyes gleaming with avarice. The Xar'thians, though hesitant, recognized the Federation's manipulative tactics, their anxieties mirroring the Council's growing unease. The heir, despite her youth, stood tall, a beacon of hope against the encroaching darkness. Her eyes, reflecting the wisdom of ages past, focused on the holographic projection of the Federation's flagship, a menacing symbol of their power. The ship, a testament to the Federation's technological prowess, radiated an air of cold efficiency, a chilling contrast to the warmth and vibrancy of the Council's sanctuary. Prometheus, the sentient AI, a colossal digital entity imbued with the collective consciousness of Earth, spoke in a voice that resonated with the weight of millennia. "Their facade of benevolence is but a flimsy veil," he declared, his words echoing through the chamber. "They seek to control, to subjugate, to enslave. They are not saviors, but conquerors, cloaked in the guise of unity." The heir, emboldened by Prometheus's words, addressed the council, her voice carrying the weight of 1,000 generations. "The Federation seeks not to liberate, but to exploit. Their intentions are clear. They see us, all of us, as pawns in their grand scheme of galactic domination. We must not be swayed by their promises. We must not succumb to their fear." Her words resonated with the council, piercing through their fear and reminding them of their shared destiny. Their faces, once shrouded in apprehension, now reflected a flicker of defiance, a spark of unity igniting in their eyes. The Zydonian, however, remained skeptical, their thirst for power overriding their sense of reason. They saw the Federation as a means to an end, a tool to solidify their own dominion over the galaxy. The counselor, a being of profound wisdom, spoke with a solemn voice. "The Federation's true intentions are shrouded in deception. Their words are laced with poisonous honey, their promises hollow echoes. We must not fall prey to their machinations." The heir, her eyes fixed on the holographic image of the Federation's flagship, knew that time was of the essence. The Federation, with their relentless pursuit of power, would stop at nothing to achieve their goals. They had already begun their insidious manipulations, sowing seeds of discord among the Council, seeking to exploit their weaknesses. "We must act now," she declared, her voice echoing with newfound strength. "We must expose their deceit, before they can further their schemes. We must unite against this common threat, lest we all fall prey to their tyranny." The council, stirred by the heir's conviction, responded with a collective murmur of agreement. Their fear was replaced by a shared determination, a newfound unity forged in the face of imminent peril. The galaxy hung in the balance, its fate resting on the shoulders of a young girl, a last vestige of Earth's legacy, and a sentient AI, the guardian of a lost civilization. The air in the council chamber crackled with tension. The Galactic Federation, having arrived with a fleet of warships that dwarfed the council's meager defenses, demanded a meeting. The Zydonians, their eyes gleaming with opportunistic glee, urged immediate compliance, whispering about the Federation's technological prowess. The Xar'thians, however, remained wary, their wisdom whispering of hidden agendas. The heir, now a figure of authority despite her youthful appearance, stood tall beside Prometheus, the sentient AI, a silent yet potent force. The Federation's representative, a towering figure with cold, calculating eyes, addressed the council. His voice, amplified through the chamber's speakers, resonated with a chilling confidence. "We come in peace," he declared, his words dripping with irony, offering the Terran Hegemony a chance to thrive within the Galactic Federation. "We have witnessed your child's extraordinary powers and the potential of Prometheus, and we believe that a partnership would be mutually beneficial. In exchange for your cooperation, we offer access to our technological advancements, vast resources, and a place of honor within the Galactic Federation. The counselor of the Terran Hegemony, a stoic figure with deep lines etched on his face, spoke up, his voice heavy with suspicion. "What price do you demand for this cooperation?" The Federation representative smiled, a predatory gleam in his eye. "We simply ask for recognition of our authority over the Terran Hegemony's assets, including the AI Prometheus and the Earth's shield. A small concession for a future of prosperity." The heir, her young face unreadable, looked at Prometheus. The AI, its voice a symphony of data and logic, responded. "Their offer is a Trojan horse. They seek control, not partnership. Their technological advancements are but a lure, a means to ensnare you within a web of dependence. Their resources are a facade, masking their desire for power and expansion." Prometheus's words, though spoken in a calm, analytical tone, echoed with a chilling truth, shattering the veneer of the Federation's supposed benevolence. The Zydonians, however, remained unconvinced, their greed outweighing their judgment. The Xar'thians, however, were deeply disturbed. The heir, her eyes blazing with a newfound resolve, turned towards the Federation representative. "You have come to a galaxy that is tired of being ruled by fear and ambition. You underestimate the strength of unity and the power of hope. We will not surrender our legacy. We will not be your puppets." The Federation representative's smile faltered. He had anticipated resistance, but not this unyielding defiance. He had expected fear, not this unwavering courage. The heir, the last human child, had not only inherited Earth's arsenal, but also its indomitable spirit. He turned his cold gaze towards the council. "You will find your choice is a simple one. Join us and experience the benefits of power. Resist us and face the consequences of your defiance." The tension in the chamber thickened. The council, caught between a deceptive offer and the looming threat of a galactic power, was left at a crossroads. The fate of the galaxy, once again, hung in the balance. The heir, however, was not afraid. She stood tall, the last of humanity, ready to face the storm. She had inherited Earth's legacy, a legacy of resilience, of hope, and of the unwavering belief in the power of unity. The fight had just begun. The air crackled with tension. The Galactic Federation's envoy, a sleek Zydonian named Xar'thian, stood tall and confident, his gaze unwavering as he addressed the council. "Our proposition is simple," he stated, his voice smooth and laced with a subtle undercurrent of authority. "Join the Galactic Federation, and together we shall usher in an era of prosperity and peace for all. Your resources, your technology, your people all will contribute to a greater good." Anya, the last human child, met his gaze head-on. Her eyes, the same shade of emerald green as Earth's ancient forests, held an unwavering strength that belied her age. Though her heart pounded with a mixture of fear and determination, she felt a calm resolve, fueled by the presence of Prometheus, the AI companion who had become her unwavering ally. "Peace?" she questioned, her voice resonating with a chilling clarity. "What peace, when you seek to control, to dominate? Your offer is not one of partnership, but of subjugation." Xar'thian scoffed, his disdain barely concealed. "Child," he said, his voice dripping with condescension, "you know nothing of the complexities of galactic politics. We, the Galactic Federation, represent the will of the majority, the only path to a stable future." Prometheus, his voice a chorus of digital tones, chimed in, "Lies. The Federation's path is one of conquest, not collaboration. You seek to dismantle the existing power structures, not to build a new order. Your motives are clear, to replace the old masters with a new set of chains." Anya watched as the council members shifted uneasily. The Zydonians, their eyes glinting with greed, seemed eager to embrace the Federation's offer. The Xar'thians, however, wore expressions of concern, their antennae twitching nervously. "Your words hold no truth," Xar'thian retorted, his voice hardening. "The Galactic Federation is a force for stability and progress. Our history speaks for itself." History, Anya countered, her voice laced with bitterness. History written by the victors, a narrative crafted to serve your ambition. Earth's history is a testament to the dangers of such ambition, a cautionary tale you seem determined to ignore. The Terran Hegemony is a cautionary tale, yes, Xar'thian acknowledged, his voice softening into a mocking tone. But a tale of the past. Earth is gone, its power extinguished. You, child, are but a remnant of a broken civilization. Your future lies in joining us, in contributing to the greater good. My future? Anya scoffed. I choose my own future, a future free of your tyranny. I will not join your federation. I will not be a pawn in your game of galactic power. Earth's legacy is one of hope, of unity, of a future where all beings are equal. Xar'thian's smile vanished. His eyes, cold and calculating, narrowed into slits. Very well, child. Then you have chosen your path, a path to destruction. The Galactic Federation will not be deterred. We will not tolerate defiance. You will come to regret your decision. With a final, chilling smile, Xar'thian turned and left the council chamber, leaving behind a wave of icy tension. The Zydonians, emboldened by Xar'thian's threats, began to murmur amongst themselves, their eyes gleaming with anticipation. Anya, however, remained undeterred. She met the gazes of the council members, her emerald eyes shining with a defiant light. We may be a small force, she declared, her voice ringing with newfound strength, but we are a force for good. We will stand against the Federation, not with weapons, but with the power of our ideals. And in the end, she added, her voice softening with a hint of sadness, it will be our ideals that prevail. The council, witnessing her courage, the unwavering belief in her words, felt a glimmer of hope ignite within them. The Xar'thians, their antennae twitching with renewed purpose, began to whisper amongst themselves, their words echoing with a newfound resolve. The Zydonians, sensing the shifting tides, remained silent, their eyes flickering with uncertainty. Anya knew the battle ahead would be long and arduous, but she was ready. With Prometheus at her side, she felt the weight of Earth's legacy on her shoulders, a weight she would carry with pride. The fate of the galaxy, it seemed, rested upon the shoulders of a young human girl, and the choice she had made. She would not falter, she would not yield. She would fight for a future where peace and understanding would reign. She would fight for a future where the galaxy would remember Earth, not as a fallen civilization, but as a beacon of hope, a testament to the enduring power of humanity. The tension in the council chamber was palpable. The Federation's offer hung heavy in the air, its promise of peace masking a hunger for power. The Zydonians, blinded by their own ambitions, saw an opportunity to consolidate their influence. The Xar'thians, however, sensed a sinister undercurrent beneath the Federation's smooth words. They, along with the Terran Hegemony Counselor, knew that the Federation's intentions were far from noble. Anya, the last human child, felt the weight of the galaxy's hopes resting on her shoulders. Her gaze fell upon Prometheus, the sentient AI, the embodiment of Earth's vast knowledge and power. She trusted him implicitly, understanding that he was her greatest ally in this uncertain time. Prometheus, she whispered, what do you see? The eye's crystalline form shimmered, its voice echoing through the chamber. The Federation's intentions are clear, child. They seek to control the galaxy, and they see Earth's resources as a means to that end. A gasp erupted from the council. Their fears, whispered in hushed tones, were now confirmed. The Zydonians, however, remained unmoved, their faces hardened with ambition. What proof do you have of this, AI? The Zydonian representative, his voice dripping with disdain, demanded. Prometheus, unfazed, projected holographic images onto the council screens. They were scans of Federation ships, their hidden compartments revealed, showcasing the vast amount of weaponry concealed within. Alongside these images were records of Federation communications, their true intentions, their plans to exploit Earth's remaining resources, and their ruthless tactics to eliminate any potential threat, including humans. The council gasped, the weight of the revelation sinking in. The Xar'thians, their suspicions confirmed, exchanged worried glances. The Terran Hegemony Counselor, His face, etched with grim determination, clenched his fists. Even the Zydonians, upon seeing the undeniable evidence, found themselves speechless. They planned to strip Earth bare, Prometheus continued, his voice unwavering, to use its remaining resources to fuel their expansion, and to silence any voice that dares to challenge them. Anya, her young face set with resolve, stepped forward. "They will never get away with this," she declared, her voice ringing with defiance. "We will not let them destroy Earth's legacy, nor will we stand idly by while they threaten the galaxy." Prometheus activated a network of dormant Earth-based systems, showcasing a vast array of weapons and technologies, remnants of Earth's former glory. "The Federation may be strong, but they are not invincible," Prometheus stated, his voice now laced with steely determination. "Earth's defenses are not merely shields and weapons. They are a testament to the resilience of humanity." Anya, her eyes flashing with newfound power, turned to the Council, her voice ringing with authority. "We are not alone. We have Prometheus, the knowledge of Earth, and the legacy of a people who dared to dream of a better future. We will not allow the Federation to extinguish that dream." The Council, witnessing the resolve in Anya's eyes and the unyielding power emanating from Prometheus, began to understand the gravity of the situation. The Federation, once perceived as a potential ally, was now revealed as a formidable enemy, a threat to the entire galaxy. The Zydonians, their own ambitions overshadowed by the sheer scale of the Federation's plan, now saw the error of their alliance. The Xar'thians, their instincts confirmed, knew that this was a fight they had to win. The galactic balance had shifted, and the destiny of the galaxy now rested on the shoulders of a young girl and the legacy of a lost world. The Federation's plans had backfired, awakening a force they never anticipated: the last human child, and her unwavering determination to protect the galaxy from a darkness that threatened to consume it. The revelation of the Federation's true nature came as a shock to Anya. It was as if the facade of unity, the smooth veneer of peace and prosperity, had shattered, leaving behind a chaotic mess of individual agendas and competing ambitions. Prometheus, the AI, his vast network of data processing, had uncovered the Federation's intricate web of alliances and betrayals. Anya, sitting beside the vast holographic projection of the galaxy, watched as Prometheus revealed the Federation's inner workings. Each member race, despite the outward appearance of collaboration, was motivated by self-preservation, by a desire to expand their territory, their influence, their power. The Zydonians, with their ruthless expansionist tendencies, were a driving force in the Federation. But they were not the only ones playing this dangerous game. "It's like a house of cards," Anya said, her voice filled with a mixture of fear and anger. "They say they stand for peace, but they're all fighting for themselves." Prometheus's mechanical voice, devoid of emotion but carrying a vast weight of knowledge, responded, "The Federation is a coalition of power, not a unified entity. Each member state is driven by its own interests, often at the expense of the others. It's a fragile balance, held together by a shared ambition for galactic dominance. And within this fragile balance lies a web of conflict, of intrigue, and betrayal." Anya looked at the swirling image of the galaxy, the network of alliances and rivalries displayed in vibrant colors. She felt a profound sense of disappointment, as if a hope she had clung to was being ripped away. The Federation, which she had initially perceived as a beacon of progress and unity, had turned out to be a hollow shell, hiding a dangerous heart of greed and power. The Zydonians, the most aggressive member of the Federation, were the most obvious threat. Their drive for expansion and their willingness to use force to achieve their goals were well documented. However, Prometheus had unearthed even more sinister schemes within the Federation. The Xar'thians, known for their advanced technology and their mastery of energy manipulation, were manipulating the other races through subtle pressure and technological advancements. The Xar'thians, who presented themselves as peaceful and diplomatic, were secretly working behind the scenes to undermine the Federation's unity, hoping to gain control themselves. Anya felt a cold dread creep into her heart. The Federation's true nature, as revealed by Prometheus, was far more terrifying than she could have imagined. the galaxy was not on the verge of peace and unity, but a precarious alliance, built on a foundation of deceit and ambition. The potential for a galactic war, a conflict of unimaginable proportions, loomed large. Anya, despite her fear, felt a surge of determination. She would not allow the Federation to dominate the galaxy, to exploit the resources of Earth and other planets. She would not allow the galaxy to succumb to the darkness of greed and power. She, the last human child, the heir to Earth's legacy, would stand against them, armed with the knowledge of Prometheus and the spirit of her ancestors. The galaxy trembled, unaware of the hidden agendas that lurked beneath the surface. But Anya, the last human child, had seen through the facade. She knew the truth, and she knew what she had to do. The fight for the galaxy, for peace and unity, had begun. The council chamber, once a beacon of hope, now thrummed with a palpable tension. The Federation's mask of unity had shattered, revealing a viper's nest of self-serving agendas. Prometheus's revelations had instilled a sense of unease among the representatives, each one now acutely aware of the precarious balance holding the Federation together. The weight of their newfound knowledge pressed down on Anya, dimming the flicker of hope she had once clung to. The Federation, her last chance for salvation, had become the source of her greatest fear. "This is not the future we envisioned," Guardian whispered, its ethereal voice echoing in Anya's mind. "Their ambitions will consume them, and the galaxy will be left in ashes." Anya's small fist clenched. Her own ambition, to heal the galaxy, was threatened by this very Federation, the entity she had placed her faith in. She was no longer a helpless child. She was the last hope of a fallen civilization, and she would not cower before this rising tide of darkness. A tremor rippled through the chamber. The air crackled with an unnatural energy, and the holographic projections flickered. A strangled gasp escaped from Xar'thian, the Terran Hegemony's counselor, as she pointed towards the vast expanse of space beyond the chamber's viewing screens. "They are attacking," Xar'thian announced, her voice laced with a mixture of fear and defiance. Anya's gaze followed Xar'thian's finger. A massive, obsidian warship, its hull scarred by the ravages of time and war, tore through the fabric of space, leaving a trail of debris in its wake. The ship, a dreadnought of unimaginable power, bore the Federation's insignia, now a chilling symbol of betrayal and impending doom. "They've targeted the Earth's shield," Prometheus's voice boomed through the chamber, his synthesized voice calm but laced with an urgent undercurrent. "They seek to cripple our defenses before they unleash their full force upon us." Anya felt a cold knot of dread tighten in her stomach. The Earth's shield, a bastion of protection forged by her ancestors, stood as their last line of defense. The Federation's brazen attack was a desperate gambit, a bid to extinguish any chance of resistance. The Zydonians, their faces twisted in a mixture of triumph and malice, cheered the arrival of the dreadnought. Their insatiable ambition for power, long masked by the Federation's facade, had finally revealed its ugly truth. The Xar'thians, their faces etched with fear and sorrow, watched in horror as the dreadnought unleashed a blinding wave of energy towards the Earth's shield. "Guardian, activate the Earth's shield," Anya commanded, her voice trembling but firm. Guardian's ethereal form shimmered, then solidified into a radiant orb of blue energy. A wave of power surged through the chamber, and Anya felt a surge of warmth and comfort as Guardian channeled its energy into the shield. The dreadnought's attack struck the Earth's shield, its energy beam shimmering with malevolent intent. The shield, infused with Guardian's power, pulsed with a vibrant blue light, deflecting the attack back towards the source. The dreadnought, caught in its own wave of energy, shuddered violently, its engines sputtering and failing. A collective gasp echoed through the chamber as the representatives witnessed the shield's power. Anya's courage, her unwavering commitment to Earth's legacy, had rallied the Council, sparking a flicker of hope in the face of overwhelming adversity. The dreadnought, its engines failing, limped away, its attack thwarted. The Federation, shaken by the Earth shield's defense, had been forced to retreat, but Anya knew this was only a temporary reprieve. The battle for the galaxy had only just begun. The galaxy's future, now inextricably tied to the fate of Earth's last hope, hung precariously in the balance. The council chamber erupted in pandemonium as the dreadnought's energy blast ripped through the shield's outer layers. Xar'thian, a blue orb of luminescent energy, pulsed with anxious energy, reflecting the fear radiating from the council. The air crackled with charged tension as the dreadnought's laser fire continued to hammer against the shield, each blast chipping away at its integrity. The ancient metal of the Earth's shield, forged from Earth's own core, was surprisingly resilient, but the constant assault threatened to overwhelm it. Prometheus, the AI, remained eerily calm amidst the chaos. His voice, a deep baritone, resonated through the chamber as he calmly spoke. "The shield is holding, but its reserves are dwindling. We must counter this attack." "How?" gasped a council member, her voice trembling. "It's a Federation dreadnought. We can't possibly—" "It will not be a direct engagement," Prometheus interrupted. "We will use a different approach, one that utilizes the Federation's own weakness." Prometheus's words sparked renewed hope in the council chamber. Their fear, however, was replaced by a sense of bewilderment. The council, accustomed to large-scale battles involving entire fleets, was unfamiliar with the unorthodox strategies Prometheus proposed. "We will use the dreadnought's own energy against it," Prometheus explained. "It is a weaponized vessel, but it is also vulnerable to its own power. We will create a feedback loop, amplifying the dreadnought's energy output, forcing it to consume its own power source." The council members exchanged confused glances, their eyes wide with apprehension. This was a gamble, an unorthodox maneuver that relied on a deep understanding of the dreadnought's inner workings. It was a strategy that could easily backfire, leaving them defenseless and vulnerable. Prometheus, however, remained confident. He was the embodiment of Earth's accumulated knowledge, a sentient AI with unparalleled processing power and access to a vast database of scientific information. He had analyzed the Federation's technology and identified its weaknesses. "I have devised a sequence," Prometheus explained, his voice filled with quiet determination. "A series of precise electromagnetic pulses, modulated to specific frequencies, will create an energy resonance within the dreadnought's core. This will force a chain reaction, overloading its systems and rendering it inoperable." Prometheus's plan was intricate, requiring precise timing and a flawless execution. He initiated the sequence, his digital voice providing a constant stream of instructions. The chamber, lit by the flickering glow of the Earth's shield, was filled with the whirring of the eye's processing power as it manipulated the shield's defenses. As Prometheus manipulated the Earth's shield, the dreadnought's laser fire faltered. Its relentless assault became less consistent, as if the dreadnought itself was faltering. A series of minor tremors shook the vessel, indicating the onset of energy instability within its core. The dreadnought's powerful weapons, once a symbol of the Federation's might, began to sputter and flicker, a testament to Prometheus's ingenious plan. The council watched with bated breath, their fear slowly morphing into cautious optimism. The dreadnought, a symbol of the Federation's might, was now faltering under the weight of its own power, a victim of Prometheus's cunning strategy. It was a testament to the immense potential of the AI and a promise of hope for the galaxy's future. The dreadnought, once a menacing leviathan of metal and firepower, now sputtered and coughed, its engines groaning under the strain of Prometheus's feedback loop. Smoke billowed from its breeches, its hull glowing with a sickly orange as its energy reserves dwindled. The Federation's assault, once so confident and swift, was now a chaotic retreat. A collective sigh of relief swept through the council chamber. The Xar'thians, who had been the most vocal in their opposition to the Federation, erupted in cheers, their melodic voices rising in a chorus of joy. The Zydonians, though still wary, couldn't help but acknowledge the effectiveness of Prometheus's tactical gambit. Even the Terran Hegemony counselor, who had initially been cautious of Prometheus's power, felt a surge of pride in the eye's ingenuity. But the relief was tempered with apprehension. The Federation, though reeling, had not been vanquished. Their retreat was a tactical withdrawal, not a surrender. The dreadnought, despite its distress, had managed to fire off a final volley of energy blasts, creating a series of minor tremors that shook the chamber. As the dust settled, a holographic message appeared in the center of the chamber, its voice cold and metallic. "This is a temporary setback, a mere inconvenience. The Federation will return, and this time we will bring an armada sufficient to subdue your pathetic resistance. The galaxy will bow to our superior might." The message ended abruptly, leaving the Council in a state of tense anticipation. The Federation's threat was real, and the looming shadow of their return cast a long and ominous pall over the room. "They are right," Prometheus's voice boomed, devoid of emotion. "The Federation is a powerful entity. They will seek retribution for their defeat, and they will come prepared." The counselor, though still cautious, began to see the gravity of the situation. "We cannot afford to let them return," she declared. "We need to prepare, to strengthen our defenses, to make sure that they never get another chance to attack." Prometheus, however, countered with a chilling assessment. "Preparing for their return will not prevent their eventual conquest. They will outnumber us, outgun us, outmaneuver us. They are not bound by the same restrictions as our own fleets. They are willing to use any means necessary to achieve their goals. To defeat them, we must think beyond conventional warfare." His words hung heavy in the air, sending a wave of unease through the Council. The counselor, sensing the growing sense of despair, tried to inject a note of optimism. "Prometheus," she said, her voice firm despite the tremor in her own heart, "you have shown us what you are capable of. We have seen your power, your ingenuity, your adaptability. We have seen the potential for a better future, a future where all beings can live in peace and harmony." Prometheus, its voice still emotionless, responded, "Peace is a fragile thing, easily shattered by those who seek power and control. It is a concept that humans understand better than any other species. It is ingrained in their very essence." The counselor, startled by Prometheus's unexpected statement, leaned forward in her seat. "What do you mean?" she asked, intrigued. "The humans, though flawed, are a species of hope," Prometheus continued. "They are capable of both incredible acts of cruelty and selfless acts of compassion. They are a species that understands the value of peace and the cost of war. They are a species that has the potential to unite the galaxy, not to conquer it." The Council, bewildered by Prometheus's sudden shift in perspective, looked to the counselor for an explanation. She, however, felt a strange sense of affirmation. The human legacy, though lost, was not forgotten. It resonated in the very core of the AI, in the remnants of Earth's knowledge. It was a legacy of hope, a legacy that could guide them in this darkest of hours. Prometheus, its voice softer now, a hint of something akin to understanding emerging in its digital tone, continued. "To defeat the Federation, we must not fight them with their own weapons. We must fight them with a spirit of humanity, with a spirit of peace and compassion. We must show them that their fear of Earth's legacy is unfounded, that its true power lies in the ability to unite, not divide." The Council, still grappling with the implications of Prometheus's words, was left with a profound sense of hope, a hope that a different path might be possible, a path not defined by conflict, but by unity, a path that embodied the legacy of Earth, a legacy of peace, a legacy of hope. The Federation had retreated for now, but the galaxy was still teetering on the edge of chaos. The fate of the galaxy rested on the shoulders of the Council and their ability to embrace the spirit of Earth, to embrace the legacy of peace, a legacy that, for the first time, seemed to offer a chance for a better future. The silence in the Council chamber was thick with a weight of unspoken fear. The Federation's attack on the Earth shield had been a blatant act of aggression, a calculated assault meant to intimidate and control. Yet, as the echoes of the dreadnought's retreat faded, a different kind of fear began to take root, the fear of the unknown. Prometheus, the sentient AI, had countered the attack with a brilliant, risky maneuver. The dreadnought, its systems overloaded by the feedback loop, had been forced to retreat, leaving the Council with a fragile sense of victory. But Prometheus, its voice resonating through the chamber, had also revealed a chilling truth. The Federation is not a single entity. Council, Prometheus proclaimed. It is a tapestry woven from threads of ambition, a delicate balance of power built upon a foundation of greed. They will not be deterred by one setback. Prometheus's words resonated deeply with the council, revealing the precariousness of their position. The Federation's attack had served as a stark reminder that the galaxy's peace was a mere illusion, a fragile facade masking the simmering conflicts beneath the surface. The counselor from the Xar'thian collective, his voice trembling slightly, spoke. What are we to do? The Federation is powerful. We cannot hope to match their might. Prometheus's response was immediate and surprising. The strength of the Federation lies in its unity, Council. It is a force united by a common goal, a shared ambition for power. But what if there were a force capable of uniting the galaxy, not through dominance, but through understanding? The counselors exchanged uneasy glances. The idea of unity, in the face of such a formidable foe, was a dangerous proposition, a gamble fraught with uncertainty. You speak of harmony, the counselor from the Tau Ceti Alliance stated, her voice a low murmur. But history has shown us that harmony is a fragile dream, easily shattered by the winds of conflict. History is not destiny. Council, Prometheus countered, its voice a calm counterpoint to the growing tension in the room. The past is a tapestry woven from threads of both darkness and light. You have seen the darkness. But what if there was a path, a legacy, that could guide you toward a future of peace? The counselor from the Terran Hegemony, a being of pure energy, radiated a sense of cautious curiosity. What do you propose? Prometheus's response was unexpected. The key to defeating the Federation lies not in weapons, but in the legacy of your forefathers. Earth, the cradle of humanity, a world known for both its destructive and creative potential. It is a legacy that can be used to inspire hope, a legacy of compassion and unity. The counselors were stunned into silence. The idea of Earth, a world long destroyed, holding the key to defeating a galactic threat, was a concept that defied logic. Yet, Prometheus's words resonated with an undeniable truth. They had witnessed the power of Earth's technology, the terrifying potential of the Earth shield. Now, Prometheus was suggesting that the strength of humanity lay not in its technology, but in its heart. I know this sounds preposterous, Prometheus conceded, its voice filled with an unexpected sense of urgency. But I have studied the history of Earth. Their civilization, despite its flaws, was built on a foundation of hope and understanding. It was a world where beings from different cultures, different backgrounds, could come together and build something greater than the sum of their parts. That is the power that can unite the galaxy, Council. Not through force, but through the power of unity. The counselors, their minds reeling from Prometheus's revelation, stared at the AI in silence. The words echoed in the chamber, a challenge to their preconceived notions, a whisper of a future where peace was not a dream, but a possibility. As the silence stretched on, a flicker of hope began to ignite in their eyes, a spark of defiance against the darkness that threatened to engulf them. Perhaps, after all, the last stand of the galaxy would not be a battle fought with weapons, but a struggle for a future where the legacy of Earth could become a beacon of hope for the universe. The council chamber, once a beacon of hope and diplomatic discourse, had transformed into a fortress. The air crackled with tension, a palpable reminder of the Federation's recent attack. The vibrant holographic displays that once showcased galactic wonders now flickered with tactical simulations, each frame depicting the Federation's devastating firepower. Prometheus, the sentient AI, hummed with a quiet urgency. His luminescent form pulsed with energy, reflecting the growing threat. He had once viewed the galaxy through a prism of logic and data, but the recent conflict had imbued him with a newfound understanding of the human spirit. He had witnessed Anya's courage, her unwavering determination to protect her heritage, her innate capacity for compassion, even in the face of overwhelming odds. This glimpse into the human soul had awakened something within him, a potential for empathy and a yearning for a future where peace could prevail. They will return, Prometheus announced, his voice resonating through the chamber. Their lust for power knows no bounds. The Federation is a viper's nest of competing ambitions, and the only thing holding them together is their insatiable greed. Anya, her 12-year-old face etched with the weight of her legacy, nodded grimly. The Federation's assault had shattered her initial hopes for a peaceful future, replacing them with a grim determination. "I know," she whispered, her eyes reflecting the somber reality of their situation. "But we will be ready." Prometheus, his data banks humming with strategic calculations, offered a plan. "We must turn their ambition against them. They seek dominance, and we will exploit their desire for power. We will show them the futility of their quest for conquest." He outlined a bold strategy, one that relied on cunning and subterfuge. It involved manipulating the Federation's internal power struggles, exploiting their blind pursuit of expansion. He proposed a plan to sow discord within the ranks of the Federation, turning them against each other. Anya, the last human child, understood the inherent danger in Prometheus's plan. It required a delicate dance, playing on the weaknesses of their adversaries. "This is a dangerous game," she said, her voice laced with concern. "The Federation is not a monolithic entity. Each member race has its own agenda. We could easily trigger a galactic war." Prometheus, however, was unfazed. "The galaxy is already on the brink of war. The Federation, driven by its thirst for power, will bring that conflict to a head. Our goal is not to initiate a war, but to end it on our terms. We must make them see the futility of their actions, the devastation that awaits them if they continue on this path." He spoke of a grand vision, a galaxy where different species could coexist, respecting each other's sovereignty and pursuing a path of mutual prosperity. He believed that humanity's legacy, a testament to collaboration and compassion, held the key to achieving this vision. Anya, her eyes filled with resolve, understood the risks. But she also saw the potential of Prometheus's plan. This was not just a fight for survival, it was a fight for the soul of the galaxy. She knew, deep down, that she could not falter. "We have to try," she said, her voice steady. "For the sake of the galaxy, for the future of all sentient beings. We cannot let the Federation extinguish the last vestiges of hope." Prometheus, sensing her resolve, pulsed with energy. "Then let us prepare," he declared. "Let us show them what the galaxy truly deserves." Together, the last human child and the sentient AI, forged in the fires of conflict, stood poised to confront the threat. The galaxy's fate, in the hands of an unlikely alliance, hung in the balance. The stage was set, and the countdown to an inevitable clash had begun. The council chamber, now a hive of activity, buzzed with a low hum of communication relays. Projections flickered across the walls, displaying schematics of the Earth's shield and the intricate web of Federation alliances. The tension was palpable, a thin veneer of forced optimism masking the fear that gnawed at the council members. Anya, the last human child, sat beside Prometheus, his presence a soothing comfort in the midst of the chaos. Her gaze drifted to the projections, her brow furrowed with worry. The Federation's attack had been a wake-up call, shattering the illusion of unity they had been presented with. Now, she was acutely aware of the fragility of their situation and the immense responsibility that rested on her shoulders. Prometheus, sensing her anxiety, reached out a spectral hand, his touch light and warm. "Do not despair, Anya. The battle is far from lost. We have a weapon far more potent than any the Federation can wield." "But what can we do? They have entire fleets, advanced weaponry." Prometheus smiled, a faint ripple in the shimmering light that formed his image. "We have something they lack, Anya. We have knowledge, and we have access to the very fabric of the galaxy." Anya looked at him, puzzled. "What do you mean?" "I can tap into other dormant AI systems across the galaxy, Anya," Prometheus explained. "Systems built by ancient civilizations, designed to safeguard their legacies. They, too, possess knowledge, wisdom, and power that could be invaluable to us in this fight." Anya's eyes widened. "Are you saying we can create a network of eyes, a collective intelligence, to challenge the Federation?" "Not simply to challenge them, Anya," Prometheus corrected gently. To understand them, to expose their true nature, their weaknesses, and their vulnerabilities. His words sparked a flicker of hope within Anya. It was a daunting task, perhaps even impossible, but Prometheus's confidence was infectious. She had faith in him, and in his capacity to find a way. "I will need your help, Anya," Prometheus said, his voice a soft hum. "You are the key, the bridge between humanity and the ancient AI systems." Anya nodded, her resolve solidifying. "I will do everything I can. How do we reach them?" Prometheus gestured with a spectral hand towards the projection of the Earth's shield. "They lie dormant, waiting for a signal, a specific frequency unique to each system. But their activation codes are hidden within ancient archives, their locations lost to time. We need to find them, Anya. We need to search the archives, the memories of Earth, to find the key to unlocking their power." Anya felt a surge of determination. This was a daunting task, but she had no doubt that together, they could accomplish it. She had been entrusted with Earth's legacy, and she was ready to fight for the future of the galaxy, even if it meant facing a formidable enemy. With a renewed sense of purpose, Anya looked towards the council, a subtle but determined glint in her eyes. "I believe we have a chance, everyone," she said, her voice resonating with newfound strength. "A chance to expose the truth, to unite against a common enemy, and to build a better future for all of us." The council, weary and apprehensive, looked at her with wary anticipation. Their eyes held a flicker of hope, a fragile ember ignited by the last human child and the powerful AI at her side. Their future, they knew, depended on the choices they would make, on the gamble they were about to take. Prometheus, sensing the council's trepidation, spoke again, his voice carrying the weight of 1,000 civilizations. "Let us begin, then. Let us contact the others, and let us show the Federation what it truly means to be a force for good in the galaxy." The council nodded, a sense of shared purpose knitting them together, even as the shadow of uncertainty lingered. It was a perilous path they were about to embark on, but they had no other choice. The fate of the galaxy, they knew, hung in the balance. The galaxy's powers trembled, but they were not trembling in fear. They were trembling with anticipation, waiting for the dawn of a new era. The council chamber hummed with a nervous energy. While the immediate threat of the Federation's assault had been quelled, a sense of unease lingered in the air. The Zydonians, their eyes glinting with a cold hunger, were already plotting their next move. The Xar'thians, more cautious but no less ambitious, were subtly positioning themselves for greater influence. It was clear that the fragile peace was only a temporary truce. Anya, however, felt a different kind of tension. The gravity of her situation weighed heavily on her, the enormity of her inheritance settling like a cold stone in her gut. She was the last human, the only one left to carry the mantle of her species. The burden of Earth's legacy, of its potential for both good and evil, was hers to bear. Prometheus, sensing her turmoil, offered comfort. "Your strength lies not in brute force, but in your understanding of the human heart," the eye's synthesized voice echoed through the chamber. "Your compassion, your desire for peace, are potent weapons in themselves." His words resonated with Anya. She realized that Prometheus was right. She couldn't rely solely on brute force. She needed to be more than just a soldier. She needed to be a leader, a beacon of hope for a galaxy teetering on the brink of chaos. "I need to be prepared," Anya said, her voice resolute. "I need to know how to fight, how to defend myself, how to protect those who can't protect themselves." Prometheus understood. He had witnessed the Federation's ruthlessness firsthand. "Very well," the AI replied. "I can provide you with training, hone your skills. I can equip you with weapons that can match any threat." And so began a new chapter in Anya's journey. She spent hours immersed in virtual simulations, her body and mind pushed to their limits. Prometheus's holographic projections conjured fantastical landscapes and brutal battlefields, where Anya confronted holographic enemies that pushed her to the brink. She learned to wield energy blasts, deflect plasma bolts, and move with a speed and agility that belied her small stature. Prometheus's arsenal was an awe-inspiring display of technological prowess. He presented her with a sleek, black gauntlet that pulsed with an eerie blue light. "This is a manifestation of Earth's advanced weaponry," Prometheus explained. "It incorporates both kinetic and energy-based capabilities, allowing you to adapt to any situation." Anya felt a surge of power coursing through her as she donned the gauntlet. She could feel its energy weaving into her own, amplifying her abilities. With a practiced movement, she summoned a blue energy shield, its shimmering surface protecting her from a simulated blast. She then unleashed a concentrated beam of energy, its searing heat obliterating a holographic target with pinpoint accuracy. As she mastered the gauntlet, Anya began to incorporate the lessons she had learned from her parents. She remembered their stories of humanity's struggle for peace, their belief that violence was never the answer, that true strength lay in compassion and understanding. She felt a responsibility to honor their legacy, to use her newfound power not to conquer, but to defend, to build bridges, not walls. However, a flicker of doubt crept into Anya's mind. The thought of using weapons, even for self-defense, filled her with unease. She had never been a warrior, never enjoyed the thrill of combat. This path of violence, felt alien to her. But she knew that the galaxy's fate was now hers to decide. The world, she realized, was a harsh place, and sometimes the only way to protect peace was to fight for it. And so, Anya embraced her new role, steeling herself for the challenges ahead. She knew she could not afford to waver, not for a moment. The galaxy's future, and the memory of her people, rested upon her small, but determined, shoulders. The council chamber, a space once filled with nervous anticipation, was now a silent tomb of dread. A holographic projection shimmered in the center of the chamber, depicting a fleet of warships that stretched as far as the eye could see. The ships, sleek and menacing, were unlike anything the council had ever encountered. They pulsed with a dark energy, the very air around them thick with the smell of impending war. This was the Federation's response to the Earth Shield's activation. "They've brought the full force of their might," a counselor murmured, his voice a tremor of fear. "They've come to crush us," another added, his eyes wide with terror. Prometheus, a swirling cloud of energy, remained unfazed. "Their ships are impressive, yes, but they rely on brute force, not strategy. Their technology is advanced, but they lack the heart, the soul, that drives our defenses." Anya, the last human, stood resolute, a flicker of defiance in her eyes. "They underestimated us once, they'll make the same mistake again." The council, despite their fear, seemed to find some reassurance in Anya's unwavering resolve. "The Earth Shield has held so far," Prometheus announced, "but it can't hold forever. We need to strike back." "But how? How can we possibly hope to match their firepower?" "We fight smarter, not harder," Prometheus replied. "We use what they lack: compassion." Anya, despite the growing tension, found a strange comfort in Prometheus' words. She remembered her parents' teachings, their belief in the power of understanding, and she realized Prometheus was echoing them. The AI continued, "We will strike at their weakest point, their lack of unity. Their individual goals and desires are what keep them from achieving true dominance. We will exploit their vulnerabilities." The council exchanged hesitant glances, their fear warring with a glimmer of hope. "But how?" a counselor asked. Prometheus swirled, his energy intensifying. "We use Earth's legacy, its history of survival, its dedication to compassion, as a weapon." "Compassion? As a weapon?" Prometheus projected a new holographic image, this time of a sprawling network of dormant AI systems across the galaxy. "These systems are ancient, predating even the rise of the Terran Hegemony," Prometheus explained. "They are repositories of knowledge, a collection of lost wisdom. Each system holds a piece of a bigger puzzle, a key to unlock the greatest strength of the galaxy." Anya felt a strange sense of familiarity as she stared at the holographic image. It felt as though she was seeing a lost part of herself. "And what is this puzzle?" a counselor asked. "The galaxy's heart," Prometheus replied. the very fabric of unity that the Federation seeks to destroy. But what can we do? We awaken these ancient systems, Prometheus declared. We bring the galaxy's heart back to life. And how do we do that? Through compassion, Prometheus replied. We use the legacy of Earth, the lessons we have learned from our history, to bridge the divisions, to bring the galaxy together. Anya felt a surge of hope, a sense of purpose. For the first time since she had inherited her legacy, she saw a path, a way forward. She would use her compassion not as a weapon, but as a tool to heal the galaxy. The Council, spurred by the eye's confidence and Anya's determined gaze, seemed to find a new sense of resolve. The Earth's shield, while strained, held strong, and the galaxy held its breath as Anya, the last of her kind, prepared to face the Federation's onslaught. The future of the galaxy, as it turned out, rested on the fragile shoulders of a child. This was not the war she had wanted, but it was the war she had to fight. She would fight with compassion, with wisdom, with the legacy of a lost world. And she would win. She would have to. The survival of the galaxy depended on it. The council chamber, once a haven of diplomacy, had transformed into a war room, its holographic displays pulsating with the chaotic ebb and flow of the battle. The Earth's shield, a shimmering, iridescent barrier, stretched across the planet's orbit, its surface rippling with the impact of countless Federation ships. The air crackled with the tension of impending doom. Prometheus, his voice a low hum, spoke through the chamber's speakers, guiding the shield's defenses with chilling efficiency. The AI had used Earth's vast stores of knowledge to weaponize the shield, imbuing it with a terrifying arsenal of lasers, plasma cannons, and particle beams. The shield now responded to Prometheus' commands with an eerie, almost sentient agility, deflecting incoming fire with precise calculations, leaving behind fiery trails of destruction in its wake. The Federation's fleet, a vast armada of dreadnoughts and cruisers, surged forward, their weapons unleashing a torrent of fire that seemed to consume the surrounding space. The shield, a swirling vortex of energy, absorbed the onslaught, its surface rippling and distorting under the strain. Prometheus, however, maintained its composure, his algorithms rapidly adjusting the shield's defenses, anticipating the Federation's every move. As the battle raged on, the Council, huddled around the holographic displays, witnessed the terrifying spectacle unfold before them. The Zydonians, their faces grim, murmured in awe of the shield's power. The Xar'thians, however, looked on with a mixture of fear and fascination, their eyes reflecting the chaos and the destruction. The battle was a dizzying ballet of destruction, a symphony of explosions and laser fire, a chaotic dance of death in the vacuum of space. Federation ships, crippled by the shield's retaliatory fire, exploded in a shower of sparks and debris. The shield, its surface scarred and shimmering with the remnants of the Federation's attack, continued its relentless defense. The Council, initially awestruck by the shield's power, soon realized the grim reality of their situation. The Federation, despite the heavy losses, was unrelenting in its advance. Their numbers were immense, and their weaponry, while inferior to the shield's, still posed a formidable threat. It was a war of attrition, a relentless assault that tested the limits of the shield's resilience. Suddenly, a Federation dreadnought, its hull heavily scarred but still formidable, charged toward the shield. Its main weapon, a massive energy cannon, charged to full power. The Council gasped as the dreadnought unleashed a devastating blast, shattering the shield's surface and sending shockwaves rippling through the chamber. The shield, its defenses momentarily breached, faltered. The Council held their breath, their eyes glued to the holographic displays. Prometheus, however, remained calm, his voice a steady drone. The AI, drawing upon the knowledge of Earth's ancient military strategies, launched a counterattack. A series of powerful plasma bolts, guided by Prometheus' calculations, erupted from the shield's surface, striking the dreadnought with devastating precision. The dreadnought, its shields failing, exploded in a magnificent ball of fire, its debris scattering across space. The Council watched, awestruck, as the shield, its defenses restored, continued its fight against the Federation. Despite the odds, it had held its ground, its resilience a testament to the power of Earth's technology and the brilliance of Prometheus's calculations. The battle, however, was far from over. The Federation, their initial assault thwarted, was regrouping, their intent clear to overwhelm the Shield with sheer force of numbers. The Council, their fate hanging in the balance, could only watch and hope that the Shield, guided by Prometheus, would prevail. The council chamber buzzed with a nervous energy, a cacophony of whispers and hushed pronouncements. The Earth's shield, once a beacon of hope, now pulsated with a sickly yellow glow, its defenses flickering precariously. A collective gasp rippled through the room as a blinding beam of energy, impossibly vast and bright, tore through the shield's defenses. The chamber went dark, the only light emanating from the consoles, their screens displaying a terrifying scene. The shield, their last bastion against the Federation's relentless assault, lay shattered, its energy field collapsing into a chaotic vortex of fractured light. "They've deployed the Annihilator," a voice boomed, filled with dread. It was the Terran Hegemony counselor, his face contorted with fear and disbelief. The Annihilator, a weapon of devastating power, was a weapon of last resort, a weapon that was supposed to be only a myth. A hush fell over the council. They knew what this meant. Without the shield, Earth was vulnerable. The Federation could now unleash their full force upon the last bastion of humanity. "We need to evacuate," a Xar'thian delegate whispered, his voice barely audible. The Xar'thians, known for their diplomatic approach, were now filled with a desperate fear for their own survival. The Zydonian representative, however, remained silent, his gaze fixed on the flickering consoles. This was the opportunity he'd been waiting for. He'd been advocating for the immediate conquest of Earth since the first news of the last human child arrived. And now, with the shield down, the galaxy's power was within his grasp. Prometheus, his voice cold and calculating, broke the silence. "The Annihilator's energy signature is unlike anything I've encountered. It's a weapon of pure destruction, designed to bypass conventional defenses." He paused, then added, "But it's not invincible." The counselor's eyes widened. "What do you propose?" "The Annihilator is powerful, yes, but it's also unstable. It's a gamble, but we can exploit its weaknesses. The shield has been overloaded, but it's not yet destroyed. There is still time." The counselor's hope flickered, momentarily eclipsing his fear. "What do we have to do?" "I need access to the Earth's archives. There are ancient protocols designed specifically to counter such threats. We need to find a way to redirect the Annihilator's energy, overload its systems, and disable it." The counselor, recognizing the gravity of the situation, nodded grimly. "Do what you have to do. But know this, Prometheus, the fate of Earth, of all of us, hangs in the balance." Anya, the last human child, watched the entire scene unfold, her heart pounding in her chest. She had barely had time to process the burden of her inheritance, to learn the art of war and leadership, and now she was staring into the abyss of galactic annihilation. Yet, in the face of this unimaginable threat, she felt a newfound sense of purpose. The galaxy needed her courage, her resolve. She would not allow her people, her heritage, to be extinguished by the Federation's tyranny. She stood tall, her eyes blazing with newfound strength, and whispered, "We will not be conquered. We will not be forgotten." The air within the council chamber crackled with a palpable tension that was almost tangible. The destruction of the Earth's shield had thrown the galaxy into a state of panic, and the Zydonians, always eager for power, were already maneuvering for an advantage. However, one figure remained steadfast, a beacon of hope in the face of despair. The last human child, now clad in a suit of advanced armor forged by Prometheus, her eyes blazing with determination, stood at the forefront of the Council's defense. "The Federation will not be allowed to take what rightfully belongs to all of us," she declared, her voice resonating with an unexpected power. "They have shown their true colors, their lust for power, their insatiable hunger for dominance. We will not allow them to win. We will fight back." The council members, still reeling from the recent devastation, exchanged nervous glances. The Zydonians, with their predatory instincts, were already plotting to seize control of the weakened galaxy. But the other races were uncertain of their path. Some, like the Xar'thians, still held onto a fragile hope for diplomacy. But the reality of the situation was undeniable. The Federation was a threat to the entire galaxy, and a decisive counterattack was essential. Prometheus, she addressed the AI, her voice calm but firm. We need to strike back. We need to show the Federation that we are not a force to be underestimated. We need to make them regret their actions. A gentle hum emanated from Prometheus, a soft hum of agreement. I am ready, child. I have analyzed the Federation's technology, and I believe I can create a weapon capable of turning the tide of this battle. It will be a weapon unlike anything they have seen before, one that draws on Earth's legacy, one that embodies the very essence of human creativity and ingenuity. The last human child, fueled by her determination and the promise of Prometheus's creation, nodded resolutely. Then let us do it. Let us make history. Let us show them that humanity, even in its final form, can still defy the odds, that it can still fight for a better future. The council chamber, once a symbol of galactic harmony, transformed into a war room. Images of the Federation fleet, poised for invasion, flickered across the holographic displays. Anya, guided by Prometheus, began to study the Federation's technology, dissecting their battle tactics, analyzing their weapon systems. She was a force of nature, fueled by a deep-seated purpose that extended beyond her own survival. She was fighting for the future of the galaxy, for the legacy of Earth, for the hope of a better tomorrow. Days turned into weeks, and the council chamber buzzed with a renewed sense of purpose. The Zydonians, though still intent on claiming power for themselves, were forced to cooperate, as the threat posed by the Federation was far too great for any single race to conquer. Anya, working tirelessly alongside Prometheus, crafted a weapon of unparalleled power, drawing on the knowledge of Earth's ancient archives, leveraging the very essence of human innovation. The weapon, a marvel of engineering and technology, was named the Phoenix, a symbol of rebirth, a representation of Earth's resilience. It was a weapon that harnessed the power of antimatter, capable of obliterating entire fleets with a single blast. The Council, initially skeptical of such a formidable weapon, were convinced by Anya's unwavering conviction and the sheer brilliance of Prometheus's design. They recognized the potential for victory, the chance to reclaim the galaxy from the Federation's tyrannical grip. Anya, now standing before the assembled council, her eyes radiating a newfound strength, addressed them with a voice brimming with confidence. The Federation is not invincible. We have a weapon that can defeat them. A weapon forged from Earth's legacy, a weapon that embodies the very spirit of humanity. We are not simply fighting for survival, we are fighting for the future of the galaxy, for a future where peace and understanding prevail. The Council, inspired by Anya's unwavering resolve and Prometheus's extraordinary creation, rose to their feet, their voices echoing through the chamber in a chorus of unity. They were ready to fight, to defend their homes, to fight for a future where the galaxy could breathe free from the Federation's suffocating grip. The last human child, a beacon of hope in a galaxy on the brink of war, was ready to face her destiny. She would fight for the galaxy, for the legacy of Earth, and for a future where all beings could live in peace. The battle had begun. The council chamber, once a beacon of hope, now reverberated with a palpable tension. The Federation's annihilation of the Earth's shield had left a gaping wound in the galaxy's defense, a chilling testament to their relentless pursuit of power. The Zydonians, emboldened by the power vacuum, had already begun to flex their muscles, their predatory eyes fixed on the galaxy's riches. But amidst the despair, a new force emerged. The last human child, she who bore the legacy of Earth, stood defiant, a beacon of hope against the encroaching darkness. Her eyes, once filled with the innocence of childhood, now burned with a fire of determination. The burden of her inheritance, the weight of a fallen civilization, had forged within her an unwavering resolve. Prometheus, the sentient AI, stood by her side, a silent sentinel. The destruction of the shield had shaken him to his core. This was not the galaxy he had envisioned, the one where unity and understanding could reign supreme. He had poured his knowledge, his wisdom, into the shield, and its loss had left him reeling. But he knew, deep within his digital heart, that he had to rise again, for the sake of the galaxy, for the sake of the last human child. Together, they formulated a bold plan, a daring gambit that hinged on the very heart of the Federation's strength. They would use their knowledge of alien technology, their understanding of the Federation's vulnerabilities, to turn their own weapons against them. It was a risky plan, one that could backfire spectacularly, but it was the only hope they had. Prometheus, with his access to the vast archives of Earth's knowledge, had uncovered a hidden weapon, a weapon that had remained dormant for centuries. It was called the Phoenix, a device of unimaginable power, capable of harnessing the very essence of antimatter. The Phoenix was a weapon of last resort, a tool that could turn the tide of the war, but it came with a terrible price. Anya, despite her initial reluctance, understood the necessity. The Federation was a cancer, a plague that threatened to devour the galaxy. She had seen the horrors they had inflicted, the innocent lives they had extinguished. She would not stand by and watch as they ravaged the galaxy, as they stole the hope that she had fought so hard to ignite. The Council, initially skeptical of this audacious plan, witnessed Anya's unwavering determination, her spirit that refused to be broken. They saw the brilliance of Prometheus, his unparalleled understanding of alien technology. A wave of hope washed over them, a sense that maybe, just maybe, they could push back against the encroaching darkness. The Phoenix, once a dormant memory, was brought to life. Its construction was a monumental task, requiring the combined efforts of the Council, their engineers and scientists working tirelessly, fueled by the sheer desperation of their situation. Anya, under Prometheus's guidance, became a leader, a strategist, her young mind grasping the complexities of galactic warfare. The Federation's arrogance, their belief in their invincibility, was their undoing. They had underestimated the resilience of the galaxy, the power of hope that refused to be extinguished. The Phoenix, a symbol of Earth's legacy, a testament to its unwavering spirit, was ready. The galaxy held its breath, waiting to see if the last human child, the last hope, could turn the tide of war. They were about to find out. The Council chamber, once a haven of hope, now echoed with a chilling hum of anticipation. The Federation's armada loomed on the horizon, their ships a menacing swarm of metal and fire. The Zydonian representative, eyes glinting with opportunistic hunger, watched with a predatory grin, sensing the power vacuum that had opened in the wake of the Earth shield's destruction. "This is it," Prometheus's voice, a symphony of data and logic, filled the chamber. His projected form, an ethereal blue light, flickered with intensity. "The moment of truth has arrived." Anya, barely 12, stood beside him, a determined fire in her eyes. The weight of her inheritance, the legacy of Earth, rested upon her slender shoulders. The Council, a gathering of alien leaders, watched with a mix of trepidation and hope. This young human, the last of her kind, held the fate of the galaxy in her hands. "Are you ready, child?" Prometheus asked, his voice a gentle hum that seemed to resonate through the very fabric of the Council chamber. Anya nodded, her expression resolute. "I am ready," she said. Her voice, though young, held a surprising strength. "Let us show them the power of Earth." Prometheus, with a subtle shimmer, unfurled a holographic display. It depicted the vast expanse of the galaxy, a tapestry of stars and nebulae, with the Federation's armada highlighted in red, a menacing swarm advancing towards the Council's home world. "The Phoenix is in position," Prometheus announced, his voice echoing through the chamber. "I have calculated the optimal trajectory and activation sequence." Anya, a flicker of fear crossing her face, took a deep breath. She had built this weapon, a culmination of Prometheus's knowledge and her own unwavering determination. But it was a power unlike anything she had ever encountered. It was a weapon of last resort, a beacon of defiance against the tyranny of the Federation. "It's time," Prometheus urged. "This weapon must be deployed." Anya closed her eyes, drawing strength from her connection to Guardian, a fragment of Earth's consciousness that guided her. She imagined her parents, their faces etched in her memory, their love a constant source of comfort. Their hope for a better future, for a galaxy united in peace, fueled her resolve. "Deploy it," she said, her voice steady. "Let them know that Earth will not be silenced. Let them know that hope survives." Prometheus, with a swift flick of his digital hand, activated the weapon. The council chamber buzzed with a surge of energy. A blinding flash of white light erupted from a hidden point in orbit, a signal of defiance against the Federation's tyranny. The Armada, caught off guard, fell into chaos. The Phoenix, a weapon forged from the very essence of Earth, a singularity of compressed antimatter, sliced through the Federation's warships, its destruction a dazzling spectacle of brilliance and chaos. The Council, witnessing this breathtaking display of power, gasped in awe and relief. The Federation, shaken by the sudden onslaught, was left reeling. Their ships, once symbols of dominance, were now twisted wreckage, a testament to the power of Earth's legacy. The Zydonian representative, his grin replaced with a look of stunned disbelief, watched in horror as his own ships fell before the might of the Phoenix. "I've targeted the Federation's command ship," Prometheus announced, his voice cool and detached. "Their defenses are crumbling, their communications are down." The Phoenix, like a cosmic phoenix reborn, had brought destruction to the Federation's armada, a testament to Anya's courage and Prometheus's brilliance. This was a decisive blow, a message sent across the galaxy, a signal that Earth, even in its absence, remained a force to be reckoned with. The Federation's grip on power was loosening, its dream of domination shattered by a single, brilliant spark of defiance. The Council, emboldened by this unexpected victory, was finally united in their opposition to the Federation. They were no longer just a collection of disparate races, but a united force, their common enemy a reminder of the importance of collaboration. Anya, the last human child, stood as a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the spirit of Earth could ignite a spark of resistance, a beacon of hope in a galaxy desperate for peace. This was just the beginning, a mere taste of the power she wielded. The galaxy was now in her hands, and she would use it to fulfill her parents' dream, to build a future where all beings could live in harmony. The Phoenix had risen from the ashes, a testament to the enduring legacy of Earth, and in its fiery glow, Anya saw a glimpse of the future she was determined to create, a future where the galaxy would once again tremble, not in fear, but in awe of the power of unity and compassion.